Renegade Maniacs. It's with a heavy heart that I have to announce that Kurt is no longer a top rope renegade. Actually, you know what? It's not with a heavy heart. I warned him. He was warned. Told him take my offer, be my podcast champion, or face the consequences. He made his choice, and what had to be done was done. The top rope renegades moving forward will be just the one
No,
top
no,
rope
no,
renegade.
no, no, no. A vest with no shirt. That's a choice. Listen, you don't get to make that decision.
How did you get past my security?
That's not what's important. Listen, what is important is what I have to say here.
I told you.
It's my turn. It's my turn to talk. You are always interrupting me, always having to getting the last word in. This right here, this is my time. Huh? You know, you keep continuously cut me off, and finally this is my moment. You know what you have to say to your coworkers when they ask you what happened to your eye? Huh? I had to tell them a lie. I had to lie straight to my coworker's face and tell them I ran into a wall, which not entirely untrue. I ran into a wall designed by you, RK.
Well, apparently not hard enough.
Listen, I just need to know, as do all of our listeners need to know, by the way, why.
Well, you already know why. I needed you to be my podcast.
See, no, you're doing it. You're doing it again. You're doing it again. You're going to give a smooth, educated retort laden with catchphrases, thinking you're all bulletproof, but you're not. And I don't want to hear it.
I definitely don't have catchphrases. The educated part, though.
See, everything's a joke to you. Everything's a joke. You think it has to be you, huh? You think that the next one has to look like the last one? You think you are the last of your kind?
Well, I mean, not everything is a joke.
That's the part you latch onto, the joke. That's the part that gets you. Listen, that tracks, all right? Look, I'm not going anywhere. The Top Rope Renegades will always be Kurt and RK, so if you want some, we'll come get some.
That seems like a lot of work, man. I'd have to book a flight, wait in a busy airport, clear customs, rent a car, find your house. I'd probably have to take a detour to your cousin's place to tell him he sucks at video games. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
I honestly, at this point, I don't know why I continue to deal with you. You know what? I'm just going to roll the video. I'm going to roll the intro. We're going to move along and we're going to keep this rolling because the Top Rope Renegades will last forever. There will be no splitting up. There will be no stories finished or unfinished because we will last forever.
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 44 of the Top Rope Renegades. I'm Kurt. That's RK right there. And welcome into episode number 44. How are we doing? How are we feeling?
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. We're doing good,
What's
Kurt.
up?
How are you, man? You ready? Ready
Good.
for? Hey, we got a surprise for the listeners this week, don't we?
We do, and I'm even wearing a shirt that affiliates with it, my friend. We're back.
That's right. We are actually we've been doing this anyways. It's not really that much of a surprise, but I mean we are watching AEW Revolution. It starts here in about an hour and 20 minutes. We are gonna smash out some of this video now, watch the show, come back with a fresh live review of AEW Revolution. Some big matches happening in that show, Kurt.
Yeah, looking forward to the card. We get to watch, Kenny Omega face Konosuke Takeshita. I'm really looking forward to that. Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, and a steel cage.
Should be a banger.
Should be a banger. MJF, Adam Hangman Page. It's been a hell of a feud. We'll see.
I'm on the fence with that one, but hopefully we get deliverance on that.
The main event will be John Moxley defending the AEW World Championship against Adam Copeland.
I wish I was more interested in that, but I'm not.
There are rumors that we could see a cash-in, quote unquote, from Christian Cage as well. He still holds the contract to a title shot or whenever or whatnot. So we'll see if that leads to something. But yeah, we're going to watch Revolution today. We got recaps, of course, from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and we'll break down what the hell happened at AEW Revolution as well. Other than that, I think we can dive right into the 20 questions game. If you're ready to rock with that, RK.
Let's do it. Hopefully you don't cheat this week. That'd be great.
Did I cheat last week?
You kind of did.
How did I cheat?
Rob Van Dam, I still consider active.
All right. The discrepancies. I got my paper here. I'm a classic guy. I like to write down my guesses and whatnot. Don't get mad at me, RK. Here's one pin click. Alrighty.
And 22 more incoming.
That's it. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm ready to rock, man. Hit me with, is this a female?
No, it is not.
Not this week. Okay. Let me see. So, is this person active?
Yes, this person is active.
This person active in WWE?
Yes, this person is active in WWE.
Okay, we're cooking here. Was this person active in the 2000s?
No, this was not active in the 2000s.
All right, so I'm going to probably burn a question. Was this person active in the 2010s?
Yes.
Kind of figured. All right. Has this man won the NXT championship?
I just lost my pen. It went to a captcha. 1 second here. NXT champion? No.
Okay. Interesting. This person won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Is this person currently no, I don't like that question where that was going. Don't like that one. Has this no. I'm gonna ask it. It's a burn. Has this person main evented WrestleMania?
I don't think so. I'm gonna say no.
Okay. This is a guess. Is this Gunther?
No.
All right. IC champion, active in the 2010s, currently in WWE. There's a lot of options, obviously. Would you consider this person a tag team specialist?
No.
No. Okay. I'll take that. Is this okay? I'm at 10 questions, I think. Has this person been WWE champion?
Yes.
Yes.
A
That's
form of it. A form of the championship. Yes.
okay. It's the Miz?
No.
Damn. IC champion. You don't have to answer this. You can if you want to. Is this person a Grand Slam champion?
No.
No. Okay. That's interesting.
That question did not help you at all. I'll just tell you that right now.
Yeah, it didn't help me at all. So there's been WWE champion, been IC champion, been a form of it. Was active in the 2010s, currently active right now.
You didn't ask that question.
Which one?
Is he currently active? You did not ask that question.
Yeah, that was like my second question.
Wasn't it?
I said, "Is this person active?" You said yes, and then I asked if they were in WWE.
No, your second question was this wrestler active in the 2000s? I said no. Then he said the 2010s. I said yes, and then he went on.
Is this person active?
Yes.
You son of a. I hope I'm not too far off here. Hopefully I haven't caught myself up. Currently active. They're active in WWE because I did ask if they were in WWE. Names are flowing, but it doesn't really matter. WWE champion. Does this person won a Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I do believe so. I do believe he has. Let me just double check.
Go ahead.
I do believe he has.
If he has, that does help me. If he hasn't, that does fuck all for me. To be very fair.
Let me Google this because it's not telling me on fandom, but I'm pretty sure he has. Yes, he has.
Yes. Okay. Does that help me? I don't know. Is this Sheamus?
No. You're at 17 questions asked.
Okay. I'm really just gonna start throwing out names here. Is it no? That'd be too stupid. And he's a Grand Slam champion. I see. Is it Shinsuke? No, Shinsuke's never won the. Why did I ask that? Fuck. 18. All right, hold on.
You got to hint at 20. Remember, you got to hit at 20.
I know, but I don't want to get to 20. I want to know this. I guess like the Miz, didn't I already? Yeah, that's stupid. IC champion, WWE champion, and has won the Royal Rumble. That's such a good giveaway, and I don't. Is this Cody Rhodes?
No.
Why would I fucking ask that? You literally Googled it. You would have known that Cody Rhodes won the fucking Royal Rumble.
I would have known that.
Oh my god.
Now you kill me over here. Okay. This should be a pretty good hint. He has won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Okay. Is that a good hint? It is. I'm just now thinking of who's won that. And then coinciding with the Royal Rumble. WWE champion, IC champion, Andre.
I'll give you the hint. If you get this wrong, I'll give you the hint that will give it away.
Is it Braun Strowman?
It is, yes.
Okay, thank you. Which Royal Rumble did he win, or is that including the greatest
The
Royal Rumble?
Greatest Royal Rumble of all time.
Oh my god, I almost okay. See, the hint helped. The hint helped me go. You know what? He did win the greatest Royal Rumble. He has not won a full sanctioned Royal Rumble, so it took me 20. I'll take it.
A greatest Royal Rumble is a Royal Rumble.
What was the hint that would have gave it away?
He won the greatest Royal Rumble.
Okay. Okay, that works. All right, Braun Strowman. I got it in 20. Wow, it took 20 and a hint. All right. Floor is yours.
Is this wrestler male?
Male, yes.
Is this wrestler currently active?
Yes.
In ring wrestling active?
Yes. Okay. It's 2 questions. I'm not going to count the whatever that was.
I'm just specifying.
In the ring, they be doing
Rob
the
Van
wrestling.
Dam, technically, yes, he did wrestle his last match like a year and a half prior, but he is still technically active because he does stuff.
This person be doing the wrestling.
Okay. Is this wrestler active in WWE?
No.
Oh. Has this wrestler been active in WWE?
Yes.
Is this wrestler active in AEW?
Yes.
Okay. Is this wrestler MJF?
No. MJF hasn't wrestled for WWE.
Oh wow, that is a dumb question. See, this is harder when you think. You're just going and you're just throwing and you're like, forget what you asked before. Damn. Okay. Does this wrestler pick on people with no dads?
What kind of question is that? No, it's not Christian.
I'm trying to keep this entertaining, okay?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Has this wrestler won a WWE championship?
Yeah.
Has this wrestler been one of the main WWE heavyweight or WWE champion?
Yeah.
You know, main title.
Yeah.
I think we can lump that all as one title, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Meaning WWE World Heavyweight, yes.
Yeah. Heavyweight, big
Universal.
back in the day. Universal.
Yep.
Unified titles, whatever that is. Technically, if John Cena wins the title at WrestleMania, he will have won 18 titles.
Because it's 2. Yeah.
Because if you go on WWE.com, Cody is listed as both champions.
It's true.
Okay. WWE main champion, WWE champion, currently in AEW wrestling still. Is this an easy one and is it Edge?
It is Edge. It is an easy one. I couldn't decide because I was too busy worried about pre-show stuff, and I was like, you know what? Who's in the main event of AEW Revolution? I was gonna pick Edge or Mox. I went with Edge.
Yeah. Has Moxley been WWE champion? Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I would have got there eventually. I did get there. Edge.
You got there.
Thanks for the easy one this week. I feel better about my life now.
Maybe I just felt bad about the whole Rob Van Dam controversy.
I hope you didn't. Don't do that.
I didn't. Trust me.
Don't be like that.
I just kind of rushed my pick, and I was like, I'm gonna go with somebody who's competing at Revolution. And then you threw out MJF, and I was like, wait a minute. You asked if they were ever active in WWE. To be fair, MJF appeared on WWE television at one point, didn't he? I think he had like one small appearance of like being a security guard or some shit like that. Yeah. He got pushed by Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You're 100% correct. Where's all my news?
So technically, maybe you were correct. Maybe he did. You know, he didn't wrestle. He took a nice little shove.
But
okay,
I guess we got that out of the way.
Smooth sailing. And it is time.
We're rolling this week
for the news. You're on top of me. Pause.
Whoa.
Anyway,
who pulled out the bottom line on wrestling?
Randy Orton did. No,
Randy Orton. That's right.
On SmackDown.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's get into the news. I don't have any of my historic news because, yeah, I suck. And there was nothing important in my eyes, and I didn't really feel like going through Wrestling Observer's bullshit. So we're gonna keep it rolling. With the news from this past week, episode number 44's edition of the hit piece. Is Kendrick Lamar all elite? After Drake attended the Elimination Chamber, several wrestlers and people backstage in AEW immediately pitched the idea of getting Kendrick Lamar to appear in AEW, per Sean Ross Sapp. All right, that's gonna happen. One of the biggest musicians on the planet that has never shown any interest in wrestling that I know of is going to appear on the B show at best. I guess if Tony opened Daddy's wallet, maybe it's a possibility, but come on. Next, they're gonna pitch a steel cage match between him and Drake. All
The
right.
fact that everyone's like, let's get Kendrick. It's just like it shows their mentality right off the hop that they are desperate to compete with WWE in every way possible instead of focusing on just being a good show.
Yeah, come on, people. Really? Just worry about yourself. Fightful tries to create drama. After Fightful Select promised an update on Jamie Hayter and AEW, Hayter reacted on social media by posting, "I'll save you the cash and the concern. I'm just getting a new visa. No big deal. No issue." Just like Fightful, of course, to post clickbait drama, to create drama when there is none. And by the way, I just want to point out that after this happened is when Sean Ross Sapp went to Twitter saying he was taking a break because mentally he was unwell. So he stepped away.
Getting destroyed for the last 4, 5, 6 months straight.
Here's the thing. People were like going at Sean Ross Sapp and they're like, oh, you got to take a mental break. And they're basically saying, fuck you. Good. It's karma, which in my opinion, it is. This dude has attacked people over and over on Twitter. He has made up lies about some of the tweet people on Twitter to the point of them deleting their accounts because he's nothing but a person that hides behind a keyboard, and he is a bully on the internet. And Sean Ross Sapp is a bitch, and he will forever be a bitch. And I have no problem ever telling it to his face. I am hoping to see him. Not threatening. I just want to call him, tell him he's a bitch to his face. That's all it is. I just think he's a bitch, and he'll be here in Indianapolis around WrestleMania time.
He'll fight you.
Yeah, he'll fight me probably. Please do swing, please swing. But yeah, exactly. I got a crackhead cousin. He'll be fine.
Wow, what? That was, you called my shot a shot. You went there. Wow.
I'm related to him. I can say it.
I didn't say it, Zach. I just said you suck at video games. That's all.
Finally here. Has Tony Khan fumbled the bag again? After the huge debuts of Penta and Ricky Saints in WWE, they're set to debut another ex-WWE star soon. The expectation is that Rey Fenix will be joining WWE sooner rather than later, and it wouldn't be a surprise if he ends up on the WrestleMania 41 card. Yeah. Let's do it. Bring it on.
Yeah, man. It's good job. I will give Tony kudos here because he recently stated that, he's had some insightful thoughts. I mean, basically, he's been told by other people that he's got to let this shit go. But
yes,
he has been releasing talent that no longer wants to be there. So kudos that you've grown up a little bit to at least realize, at the very least, that it's bad business to be that petty.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a bad look. And I think I said it when all of that was starting. I say the same thing. If Triple H is doing the same thing and just holding back talent and not using them, and just release them, man. Just release them. And I think we saw what happened.
Which he does, and it gets blasted on the internet for releasing talent. That
my example was going to be Blair Davenport. Let her go. They didn't have anything for her. Let her go. Let her go do her thing. Yeah, when you sign contracts with WWE, most of the time you have a 90-day no-compete clause.
That's in
if
the
you're
contract.
Released.
It's in the contract. Knowing that it's in the contract. That's
right.
You're signing that knowing that's the case.
Mm-hmm. To each their own, my friend. To each their own.
Yes. Anyways, into the news. March 3rd, it is believed that WWE will be doing another brand draft after WrestleMania 41 season is over.
Yeah, but they never take it serious, so what's the point?
I don't know why. They should just get rid of it. They've done it forever, and it's never anything. I guess it's cool for, the time it happens, and you're like, oh, shit, this is happening. But other than that, it's completely forgotten about for the rest of the 364 days of the year. It is said that the word getting out of the Rock's. It is said that the word. I don't know how to type. That's horrible. It is said that we're getting out of the Rocks and Cody Rhodes segment at Elimination Chamber. Going on earlier in the night was intentional, and WWE planned for the main event all along. Again, WWE, Triple H has been doing this for a while now. They're feeding shit news to the dirt sheets. Just
it is hilarious, to be honest.
It's great because they've reported so much wrong shit over the last 6 months. It's been wild.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer, who was, I think you'll probably get to it here in a bit. I'll just let you carry on. But yeah, Dave Meltzer looks like a fool. Looks like a fool, and it's hilarious.
Fightful notes that while it's not official, The Rock will be involved at WrestleMania 41 is the expectation. No shit. Travis Scott has been training at a WWE Legends school, and there have been indeed talks about him having matches in the future. We'll get into more Travis Scott news, but he hasn't been training very well, apparently. Layla Hirsch is now gone from AEW after her contract expired. She has been signed to All Elite Wrestling since 2020.
There's some potential with her. I've heard people talking about it. Like, she's actually got talent, and I feel like people say she could end up in WWE, whether that not be like big deal, but maybe Evolve, doing some stuff with Evolve, and then see what she's got.
Yeah, I don't know much about her. I've heard the name, but clearly WWE hasn't really used. I mean, AEW hasn't really used her a whole ton. It's just wild that she's been there since 2020.
Yeah, and clearly they haven't used her enough because we're both like, who?
According to Fightful, at least one talent requested that the barbed wire in the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's Elimination Chamber match not be gimmicked or shaved down. The IWC went ham on that because if you watch the match, which I still haven't watched widely enough,
Bruh.
It looks like the barbed wire is definitely gimmicked. And they take
it didn't look
shots, and they never.
Yeah, it didn't
so
look.
It's hard to believe.
Legit.
I just
there was
a
clip. Was
just another.
Yeah, there was a clip that came out where it looked like a razor blade fell out of Kevin Owens' pocket, like his waistband.
It's not nearly as bad as fucking Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, true.
Naomi has been pulled from scheduled appearances at media junkets to promote Queen of the Ring after the beatdown by Jade Cargill at Elimination Chamber. Got to keep kayfabe alive, people. She showed up actually at those in like full neck brace selling the thing, right? Or she showed up at some stuff.
She had on that sparkly neck brace thing that she wore to the ring for her promo with Bianca, and yeah.
Sean Ross Sapp said on a Fightful Select podcast that a possible Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada match at All In Texas involving the unification of AEW's international and continental titles, that there have been numerous pitches throughout the last several months for this to happen. And when I asked, there was plenty of credibility given to it. It would be probably smart for them to unify those two titles as...
Yeah. I heard that rumor a while back. And I think we also heard
Omega
the rumor.
All In would be the match to have.
Right. And wasn't that rumored forever ago too? That when Kenny was cleared that they wanted to have the big stage for them, which makes sense. So yeah, do it. Let's do it. And yeah, definitely unify those. Maybe get a little less titles on the shows.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially since they only have like the one main show where they have like 20 titles on one show basically. Whereas
they've been
WWE has a lot of titles too, but they're all spread out to their shows.
Judging off of what I see on social media, they've really been pushing eyes to get on Collision for some reason.
Well, why wouldn't they?
To no avail.
PW Insider says they've heard The Rock will be aligned with John Cena at WrestleMania 41, but won't be working a match at the show.
We'll see.
Well, I just find these headlines hilarious because he's definitely aligned with John Cena. That's already been made abundantly clear. The
Can I
match
just
part,
say
we'll see what happens.
something
It
that has
actually
nothing?
doesn't make sense for The Rock to be in a match though. Makes sense for him to be pulling the
Yeah,
strings.
that's fair. I'm gonna say something that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. I just glanced over. I have the 0 hour. It's on YouTube right now for Revolution. The fact that 0 hour, the kickoff show, the one of the matches is the Undisputed Kingdom, and I'm watching Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong be on the kickoff show for AEW Revolution. This is a dude that was on fire in NXT, inventing like this just blows my mind. Ugh, sorry.
Adam Cole's the shell of his former self. It is believed we will likely see The Rock appear with Cena at some overseas shows leading up to WrestleMania.
Does that start next week? Is that starting?
Yes, it does. That starts tomorrow, actually.
Yep.
This Cena has already been scheduled for like 4 or 5 upcoming shows this month. And I would expect to see The Rock at some point. It is thought that WWE will definitely be holding at least one event in Saudi Arabia in 2025, and scheduling and planning for that one lone event is currently being worked on. One would assume that it's going to be another crown jewel, as they have like 2 guaranteed shows next year in Saudi. So already, crown jewel means nothing. Who's
No,
crown
well
jewel
that
champions? Nobody cares.
and Daniel Garcia just air humped the anyway. Yeah, he's still a thing.
What's new there?
TNT champion, by
Zach
the way.
Knight. Zach, no. I didn't tell you he was in a weird match with Daddy Magic and some never heard of dude before.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was so weird, and I was just like, "Is that Daniel Garcia?" Guys, not been working out. Zach Knight's, who is the brother of Soraya, aka Paige. His AEW contract has recently expired and is gone from the promotion. Yeah, exactly.
I thought I saw something on X from him saying, "Wait, what?" So I don't know.
WrestleVote says WWE plans to add Rhea Ripley to Bianca Belair and Iyo Sky's Women's World Title match at WrestleMania is in the plans. I've also heard that it's actually been scrapped now because Rhea Ripley has some other things going on. It's all who knows.
I don't believe anything the dirt sheets say right now because WWE is just I don't know, man. Everything's crazy right now.
I mean, if the rumors of her being pregnant or whatever that are running around the internet are not true, which they probably aren't, because if you watch that match between her and Iyo, I don't think they would have been doing what they did. It would make sense that Rhea inserts herself into that match, or she gets inserted into that match somehow, because 1, she has a rematch clause. 2, it just would make sense to have Rhea Ripley at your main event your woman's main title match,
Yeah, for sure. Whether she comes out on top in that match is the question.
You and the top and the bottom this week. In a mostly in-character appearance on the Sports Illustrated Media with Jimmy Traina podcast, MJF said he's making top guy money, whether it be an All Elite Wrestling contract or a WWE contract, and that the amount of money that I get by the time his current AEW contract is over, will far surpass $15 million.
You believe that?
Well, he's basically saying that he currently makes $15 million a year, and that it will surpass that. I believe that because of MJF's when his contract was up and all the shit that was going on, I bet you Tony was scared that WWE would make a legitimate offer and said, "Here, we'll give you 15."
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It has been reported that Bo Dallas has been the member of the Wyatt Six that has been injured. He has since been medically cleared and can return at any moment. Hopefully they get. I think I think they got to get that story with Alexa rolling here quickly. I think a WrestleMania match of some sort would make sense.
I can see them figuring it out, having the White Six doing something leading to Mania. Alexa reuniting with Nikki Cross. They were tag team partners at one point, and potentially taking on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania.
Let's see it. Cora Jade is in concussion protocol after her match with Jordan Grace was stopped on Tuesday.
Yeah.
That was wild, and we'll get to it. But just coming back from commercial, and the match has been stopped. Apparently, the ref threw up the X, and then all the IWC retards coming out right off the hop, going, "Oh, she said her knee. She said her knee to the ref." No, she did not. Jordan Grace even said in a tweet, "I was there. She did not say that." And also, when we came back from commercials, she was holding her damn head. Last time I checked, nowhere near her knee. I mean, I get it. Most of you neckbeards didn't pass third grade schooling and never got to anatomy of a human body, but head, knee, two different fucking things.
Right. No. Because she has a history, and I don't know. I hope she's all right because she's got a match coming up soon, TNA, for the Women's World Title. So get better soon.
On Monday, WWE filed a trademark for the calling. Speculation is this will either be for Shawn Spears' NXT group or the new Retribution-like faction that has since debuted at Vengeance Day.
The call.
The calling.
Get Daniel Garcia off my TV, please.
It is rumored that WWE is tentatively planning to bring back the all-women's Evolution PLE on Saturday, July 5th at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Uncasville, Connecticut.
Do it.
They got the talent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they could definitely pull from NXT, and they could have a banner fucking show.
Oh, yeah. And you could have some, maybe a couple random returns from legends and all that goodness. You could have fun with it.
Just think about it. You got Charlotte, Rhea, Becky, Alexa, Roxanne, Jordan Grace, Zarya, Stephanie McCure, Julia, Soruka.
You're just gonna run through all the names?
Yeah.
The
card would be stacked. It is believed that the natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon, a little bit before your time, are expected to join WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2025.
I know who Earthquake and Typhoon are, but yes.
I didn't say you did. I just said a little bit before your time.
Way before my
time. Even before my time, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I've seen Earthquake wrestle, but not as a tag team with Typhoon. I just got a cramp on my leg. Rumors say that the next WWE Saturday Night's main event will take place on May 24th at the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida. The NXT Battleground has also been scheduled for Tampa Bay on May 25th. May 25th is also the same night as AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view event in Glendale, Arizona.
Yeah,
that whole weekend is going to be WWE orientated, and then AEW is going to try to.
This was talked about for a while. Was WWE planning a PLE around the same time as AEW, and Double or Nothing is a big one for AEW as well.
It is. And WWE is going to stack both their cards to try to.
Mm-hmm. And people I did see on the internet were complaining, "Wow, can't believe we're doing this." Blah blah blah. Why are you trying to compete and go head to head? And Tony Khan runs shows during WrestleMania.
It's May long weekend. WWE usually has an NXT show or a WWE show on that weekend, anyways.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, go for it. Do it.
Yeah, do it. It'll be fun to see what comes out of that.
I want the ratings. I want to see.
It looks like Mickie James won't return for a second season of WWE LFG, as she will be replaced by Michelle McCool. Sources within A&E told Fightful that The Undertaker was willing to continue doing the show if his wife was involved. So WWE decided to replace James with her.
Yeah, this story was crazy. We talked about it off air. And what made me laugh is I was thinking in my head, I didn't mention this at the time, was imagine Undertaker's like, yeah, I'll keep doing it, but I just kind of want to bring my wife in. And they're like, okay, yeah, we'll figure something out. And they come back to Taker and they're like, hey, your wife's coming in. Oh, cool. we did let go of Mickey James, and Taker's probably sitting there like, I just
fuck.
wanted her to come in and help out. I didn't need her to kick anybody out.
already bumped her from Hall of Fame 2025. Damn, no, not good,
Yeah.
not good.
No kidding.
It is believed that Ray Phoenix just needs to go through his medical evaluations with WWE, and then it's only a matter of time before he is signed to the promotion. Merchandise ideas have already begun to be discussed with WWE for Phoenix.
Good.
I have something else on that. I just don't know if I have it here or not.
She should show up Monday. Show up on Raw. Or should he show up on SmackDown? I don't know.
Here it is. PW Insider yesterday reported that Ray Phoenix will debut with WWE after the European tour that ends on March 21st or 31st.
That makes sense, actually. That makes sense. Now watch him debut on Monday Night Raw. We got you again.
Wrestling Observer newsletter heard that there was a plan at one point to save John Cena's heel turn for the finish of his match with Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41. This implies that Cena was going to win the WWE Championship in that scenario and break the record for the most career world titles with help from The Rock. Brian Keywords responded to this on social media. I have to. You know I have to.
I know.
Responded to this on social media with a simple reply of 0 for 2.
Yeah, Gord's he's owning who else did he own? Was it all Meltzer? Because I think he replied to Meltzer again, didn't he?
All Meltzer. Yeah.
I sent it to you. Which one did I send to you? The 0 for 2. He said something else. I meant to send it.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember exactly what he did, but that's his first tweet was referencing the second one saying 0 for 2, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Anyways, you find that. I'm going to continue on. The Observer says that Travis Scott got all kinds of heat backstage after legitimately injuring Rhodes at Elimination Chamber. There are people in WWE who believe Scott shouldn't have been out there nor put in that position in the first place. Yeah, you gotta imagine that Travis Scott went backstage and Triple H was hot and he was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry."
I'm so sorry. But they posted that video of them like shaking hands and like being all happy and whatnot. So what had happened was Meltzer was talking about somebody said my statement holds true about something, and Meltzer said, so what different people said what, and what was the story behind the segment order change, and what was Rhodes asked. Somebody said, well, what did Gord say? I'm taking the one who actually works with The Rock over you. And Dave said, so you didn't read, as I figured. No more time. But quickly, in 2023, Gord said the story about Dwayne being in talks to do the Inglewood Mania was made up. Later, Dwayne did multiple interviews saying that they were very close and it almost happened. Gortz replied to Dave saying, no, I said your reasoning for him not doing Mania, and in quotes says, not having enough time to get in ring shape was wrong, and it 100% was. So it's basically just Gortz just shitting on Wrestling Observer and Dave Meltzer. And I'm going to take his word for it because he's literally The Rock's right-hand guy when it comes to this shit. So
yeah. If for you that don't know, Brian Keywords is The Rock's current personal writer for any of his storylines at WWE. Brian Keywords used to be the head writer for WWE for many, many, many years. Good friends with Bruce Pritchard and all that.
I think he was like the head writer on SmackDown.
Well, he was the head. He was like the head writer.
Oh, everything.
For a while too. Like everything. Like the final word went through him. And then he left, and then The Rock has brought him back to be his own personal writer. He also writes some stuff for Cody Rhodes here and there too. So
he's good. He's good at what he does.
He is fantastic. The whole Attitude Era, you can thank Keywords for most of that.
You just wanted to say it one more time.
Fightful Select, and you know what? Shit on this if you want, but there's a lot of tweets from like Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler that were hinting at this. Whether it was kayfabe or real or not is a different story. But there was a lot of tweets during that time that was hinting at this was the case. I'm going to stick with, I believe it's kayfabe, but we'll probably won't ever actually know. But nonetheless, Fightful Select indicates the tension between Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler goes back to a match they had in Scotland. Remember that match? We watched that. And
where she tapped.
yeah, we're like, that looks like a real chokehold. Last year, where the finish didn't go according to plan. The word going around backstage was that Cargill said Baszler needed to learn how to work, which rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, which is wild to say because Shayna Baszler is like your go-to girl in WWE when you just need a match to happen. She's like the female version of Dolph Ziggler. You know, she's been there a while and she's highly liked backstage by all the people. Anyways, this rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. For what it's worth, people close to Jade deny that's what happened and say she was apologetic about the situation. I feel like it's ridiculous that wrestlers have to defend themselves in storylines, and then also have to defend themselves if we all work for a living. We all have me and Kurt. We spend more time with each other online than I probably spend with most other people, and we get into it sometimes. We get mad at each other, but you know what? It's business. It happens. Like, why do wrestlers have to defend themselves constantly in these situations?
Like there are moments where we are either working on this stuff or watching where one of us says something that irritates the other, and we get irritated. But then guess what? We don't fucking not come back to do it the next day because we enjoy doing this. When you work with someone closely and you see them every fucking day, and everything is not going to be fucking roses. All right. That's just how it goes. What doesn't help is these outlets reporting this stuff. Basically, I think we talked about it earlier. It's just they love the drama. They do. These dirt sheets love the drama. Why? Because it gives them clicks and it gives them foot traffic to their website. That's what it is. That's why Sean Ross Sapp posted that one post like he did regarding Jamie Hayter. Hey, click this. You can pay money and you can hear her about how the fact that all she did was getting a new visa, but we're going to make it seem like she's on the outs or she's hurt. It's all drama, and I feel bad for these wrestlers when they're like, dude, like, what? Like, I got in an argument with somebody at work. There you go.
Yeah. Maybe she went a little hard on the chokeout.
Maybe, and if it's legit, it's legit. If it's not, okay. If it's legit,
would it be the first time in the history of wrestling that a wrestling match has turned into a shoot?
True.
Like, receipts happen. Receipts happen in wrestling. It's no. It also sounds like Jade's extended absence from WWE also got her heat in the locker room. Some people backstage believe that she asked for time off during WWE's mandatory holiday tour, which led to a lot of doubt and uncertainty about her injury being legitimate when she was later pulled from TV. Again, unless you were there, unless you actually know, do you really know?
Yeah.
They're trying to spin the fact that she was injured during, and all the reports saying she was injured during the holiday tour was not actually an injury. And it's just like, well, maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't.
My biggest thing with all this Jade stuff, why does it randomly just come out now?
Oh, yeah. No, she's been gone for like 5 months. Why is it all just popping up now?
Now all of a sudden Dave knows all of this stuff. Get out of here, man.
Yeah. They're just trying to latch on to what's hot, what's going on, and they're trying to get in. They're doing what we promised to never do, and that's tell you it's real when it's fake.
Yep.
Look at the title of this segment, the hit piece. We're here for one reason and one reason. And also make fun of Dave Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp. That's really what this has become. It's kind of like become the make fun segment of Tony Khan, Dave Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp.
Mm-hmm. And if WWE
now and again,
and if WWE Featherstone, if WWE is something that regards needing made fun of, it gonna get made fun of.
Oh no, we're gonna go through SmackDown, and then you're gonna hear about SmackDown. And if anybody watched SmackDown, you probably already have a good idea of what you're gonna hear about SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
During his appearance at the MIT Sloan Sports Analytics Conference, Triple H said WWE will return to Perth, Australia this fall.
Chris Jericho just ripped a luchador's mask off his face.
Yeah, what's his name? Gravity. He's like, I think he's Bandito's brother. Nonetheless, Jericho's been relegated to 0-hour shows with unknown luchadors.
He's got the Ring of Honor World title around his waist, though. And he's got a
Oh, yeah,
baseball bat.
Yeah.
And we got Crying Family. Dude's effect.
Cool. Anyways, back in Perth, Australia this fall. A lot of believing that
Yeah.
it'll be the Bad Blood pay-per-view this year.
Ooh, which would mean potentially a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
In Perth.
Abaddon and Nick Komoroto are among the wrestlers who are not going to be re-signed to AEW as their deals expire.
Abaddon's the dead girl, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was her gimmick? Yeah. God, I haven't seen her in forever.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we don't watch, but I haven't seen her name or nothing.
The Young Bucks were backstage at a recent Dynamite taping, and there were plans being worked on their return to the ring. We are taping this before Revolution, so maybe that's tonight.
I will say they were backstage at a Dynamite taping. Shouldn't they normally like always be there? Aren't they like in important positions?
I know.
Yeah. Chris Jericho's beating up a luchador without his mask, and his family are crying in the ring. What is happening?
Yeah, well,
0 hour.
luchador shit's legit, man.
I think it's his wife and his daughter are like crying over his body.
Vic Joseph, I love Vic Joseph, man. I'm really starting.
Yeah. Yes.
He had to clarify. Like, this is another thing. He may have made a mistake on air. I want to go back and see if he actually did, but nonetheless, he was called out for saying that the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT Women's North American Championships were being unified at Roadblock, which I'm pretty sure he didn't say, but if he did, it would probably maybe just misheard it. But anyways, he goes on to say, if I misspoke, which I don't think I did, because I know it's not a unification match, but they did say it was a unification match because I was trying to smack Booker for making noises, or I was hitting Corey for some reason, then I apologize. But it is not a unification match. For anybody to think that it could be a unification match is ridiculous. Yeah. They just introduced the title.
What I said was, what I had said was, I'm gonna say I listened very closely to commentary. I got the radio ears. I'm pretty sure I would have said something.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty quick.
You usually pick up on that shit pretty quick.
Like it happened with Oba, Femi, and Moose's match. Because I remember picking up and hearing somebody said it, and I'm like, now we're not. But I think I would have heard that. Yeah, no, it's not a unification fucking match. It's so stupid.
Vic Joseph, he was on the Getting Over podcast.
Did he get over?
Comments on probably. I mean, I'm a bigger fan all of a sudden, so kind of it worked.
Young Gravy.
He comments on.
Damn it.
He comments on Corey Graves' issues with moving to NXT and the conversation they had about it. I think he needed to have a new set of eyes. Take a deep breath. Something we've always talked about. We used to travel in the car together. Was, hey man, it'd be cool to call the shows together one day. And I think once he and I had the talk, like, dude, this is what we've always talked about. And he was like, yeah, you're right. I always wear a bow tie every WrestleMania. Corey Graves gave me that as a gift at my very first WrestleMania. So we have that personal connection. But I think difficulty for Corey, and I think this is where you start to see that seamless transition, is now he doesn't have to do as much. Now he can take a deep breath, he can take a step back and understand that it is three of us, three unique individuals, three distinct personalities for one goal, for one show. And so it's been getting better each and every week, and it's only going to get better. All three of us are just stoked to be in New York on Tuesday, theater at Madison Square Garden. It's a great card. It's a great opportunity. It's a chance for not only the brand, but us as a broadcast team to take that next step together and start looking at our first WrestleMania weekend in Las Vegas.
Yeah. And I think we've said it multiple weeks in a row that commentary team has gotten better and better each week. And they're
fantastic. They're best commentary. Probably one of the most entertaining commentary teams right now.
Yeah. And Vic said it best because there's so many different characters there. You have Booker being Booker. You have Corey being Corey, and Chelsea Green showed up and he's like, what are you doing? Stand up, stand up. And Vic's like, what the hell is going? Vic's kind of like the guy in the middle, like just trying to do his job, call the action, but then he's got goofy number one and sometimes serious, but also like the heel not really on his left. And he's just like, this is my life. And then Booker's, moaning.
Yeah, he does make noises. 100%. Vic was correct in saying I was probably trying to hit Booker for making noises.
Totally, 100%.
Dave Meltzer's star ratings have come out for the WWE Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
I'm
Is he okay?
if this is how he rates matches when he doesn't actually watch them live, then continue on that rate, Dave, because you got this one right. Women's Elimination Chamber got a 4.5. Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax, Candice LeRae got a 2.75.
Fair.
That tracks.
That is fair.
That's not a horrible rating by any means. He didn't give it a 1. So, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, unsanctioned match, a 5-star match.
I was shocked, but it deserved it.
I believe it deserved it. I still have to watch it. I can't believe I haven't watched that yet.
Pissing me off.
Men's Elimination Chamber.
It's gonna be middle of the week. It's gonna be middle of the week, and you're just gonna send a message. And you're gonna go, "Holy shit! Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber was a banger," and I'm gonna be like, "Motherfucker, that was 3 weeks ago. You finally watched it."
I'm still pissed off about that weekend, man. So pissed off about that.
Yeah.
Men's Elimination Chamber, a 4.75.
Yeah, fair ratings from Dave on this one. Shocking, those words just came out of my mouth. I know, but very fair, deserved. Especially that Kevin Sami match. Especially the Kevin Sami match.
Oh yeah, 100% on that.
I know we're gonna
couple bits here. Last couple bits here. Let me just find it. I got one more here.
Holy shit, the Rizzler's on my TV right now.
Who?
It's Big Boom AJ, bro.
Oh, Big Boom AJ. Yeah, no, I don't care. It was announced this week that it's official. AEW and Prime Video announced their pay-per-view distribution agreement. All pay-per-views starting with tonight's will be available on Amazon Prime Video.
There you go.
Which gives me lots of choices to rent it from tonight.
Yeah. Before we break here, the ratings, I didn't do them last week, surprisingly. But we can go back to last week if you want, RK.
Hit them.
Last week, WWE NXT on the CW did 799,000 with a 0.19. AEW Dynamite did a 598,000 with a 0.18. Those are from February 25th and 26th. This past week, well, let's go back to February 28th, shall we? SmackDown did a 1,731,000. Collision on the 1st of March did 280,000. NXT from this past Tuesday did 698,000 with a 0.15. AEW Dynamite did 600,000 exactly with a 0.13 in the ratings. I mean, WWE took a 100,000 drop, 100,000 viewership drop. Crazy, right? 799 to 698.
I love all the vitriol that gets spewed online about it. Oh, look, they're just dropping. I bet you Netflix is really upset about spending $500 million a year on them. It's like, I'm pretty sure they're not.
One, they're on
two.
NXT's on the CW, and
well, I'm talking about Raw.
Go ahead.
Because of their drop as well. They hit like 2.6 million or something last week. Whatever. We still haven't seen the max numbers.
Yeah, they're keeping those close to their vest, apparently.
Damn well, if those numbers were hot, they'd be posted. Damn well, if Max was posting over 1 million viewers a week, they'd be posting that number.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a page out of Dave's book real quick to defend the NXT number, if I will be allowed. This past Tuesday, the president of the United States was talking, so that took a drop.
They deferred a couple of
they actually did. They actually did.
Stations to Wednesday night.
They actually did. They actually 100% did. I don't know if that had anything to do with the number because I don't know how many wrestling fans care, but you do lose those viewerships. And if I'm not mistaken, I think those networks were Chicago and New York. I could be wrong.
Which are wrestling hotbeds.
So maybe that had something to do with the numbers. I don't know. NXT still beat AEW's ass per usual. And that happened. It's an ass whooping. maybe tonight, since we're back, we're watching Revolution, which we're about to take a pause. We're about to chill, get some food, watch Revolution. We're going to come back with instant reactions to that. Maybe we're back, and maybe it's the start of something new for AEW. Maybe they're going to get their stuff back on track. Even though currently on my TV, I see Big Boom AJ Orange Cassidy taking on, is that Johnny Morrison? Yeah,
It
it's
is John
Morrison.
Morrison. It's John Morrison and MXM Collection.
It is Mason Mansoor taking on Orange Cassidy, Big Boom AJ, and Mark Briscoe right now on the 0 hour. The main card looks a lot better than this. And the Rizzler is sitting ringside. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a break. It's not a quick break. It's a break. We'll be back after AEW Revolution. We wanted to knock out some of the early stuff, of course. So yeah, we'll be back, and we'll talk to you then. I'm Kurt. That's RK. When we come back, we'll be breaking down all the shows that happened this past week on This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 44 of the Top Rope Renegades that presents This Week in Wrestling. I'm Kurt. That's RK. RK is shaking his head for some reason.
Yeah,
Don't know
because I
why.
said I'd take it. I said I'd take it. I had it all planned out, and you got to come in here and pretend like you're the hot shot boss.
I thought you meant you were going to take it once we start reviewing AEW Revolution, which
Well,
we
we are
just...
reviewing AEW Revolution right now. I had it all planned in my head.
Oh,
This is the shit I got to deal with every week.
1 second. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to This Week in Wrestling with Top Rope Renegades. We just got finished watching that crap-tastic finish of Revolution. And overall, it was a great show up until that exact moment. And then they kind of just, in AEW fashion, ruined it all. Yeah.
Really irritating, man, because I was enjoying myself actually watching Revolution. We don't watch AEW every week, so it's always kind of cool. We know AEW when it comes to their pay-per-views, they normally blast it out the park. They're really good at those. This one, no different. There was a string of matches in a row that had you just like, wow, this is what AEW is good at. The main event, which we will get to, oh man, the ending, the questions of we're really still doing this. I feel bad for Christian Cage, to be honest. And I'll explain that more once we get to it. Just kind of thinking it through in my head. But good show regardless until the end, man. Tough, but it was really good seeing Kenny Omega in action always. That's why I'm rocking the shirt. Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher, but man, we'll talk about it. Mariah May and Tony Storm. Oh my god, just brutal, man. Awesome. AEW doing what they do.
Yeah, 100%. It was a very enjoyable show. In typical AEW fashion, though, we found a way to make you question their booking decisions. As Kurt said, we'll get to that. And middle of the show, was a low point, and that was about it. But it was clearly shown in the match times, because when we get to those two matches, they both came in at around 10 minutes, while every other match came in at over 20, basically. So they knew it was the low point of the show, and that's fine. You get that in shows. Starting off, first match of the night, we had the feud, the blow-off to the MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. Match time came in at 19 minutes and 15 seconds. Hangman Adam Page takes the win via pinfall. He won with the buckshot lariat, not once, but twice, to MJF for the 1, 2, 3, and the win. Yeah, man, they sold the hatred here well enough. The feud, building all that up for the past, we weren't watching, but a couple of months, I'd say. And they're plenty physical in this match, but both of these guys, excellent character work in ring, really sold the story of this match. An ongoing trend with the whole night is this match could have benefited from being a touch shorter. There was moments in there where it felt like they were just stalling to make it longer. But I I appreciate what they were doing, trying to protect the tombstone spot instead of just leading into another near fall and everything. And that's where they kind of really stretched time where they could have probably cut it. Um, Page winning cleanly, a little surprising, knowing that MJF's in that match. There's always shenanigans, but he came out with the clean win. And a couple moments in this match where you're just like, why are you guys trying to kill each other?
Yeah. MJF, we know, does a really good job of being the heel. It's hard to believe MJF is a good guy unless he's still doing MJF stuff and we're cheering him, because he plays into being the scumbag really well. All-time heel moment for me was when he ran the ropes and then got up to some speed. Like, oh, is he going to clothesline Hangman? No, he just hits him with his dick and then keeps on moving. I was like, well, all-time heel move there from MJF. And you're talking about the spots where they tried to kill each other. Holy shit. That move on the chair on the outside was scary looking.
The tombstone to the chair, his
Mhm.
neck folded. It's just like, what are you guys doing?
Good
And
match
then
overall.
the one spot where basically Heyman dropped MJF on his face.
Yeah, that happened too. I enjoyed it. I like MJF. We talked about it while watching. MJF in WWE was a dream when the whole contract dispute thing coming up. Apparently, he was already going to sign with AEW no matter what. But I feel like him in WWE would flourish really well. Uh, Now, granted, MJF's promos sometimes get a little bit not PG, so he'd have to figure out a way to kind of clean it up a little bit. But he is clean when he's on the mic for the most part. In the ring, though, he says a lot of shit.
He's very vocal in his matches, and it actually makes for some pretty fun moments.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, great way to open up the show. They set it off with a good tone and brings us into our next match, TBS title match, Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe. Match time came in at 18 minutes, 18 seconds. Mercedes Moné via submission for the win. The finish came with Mercedes Moné hitting the moneymaker and then the statement maker to Momo for the tap out and the win. Let's put it this way: it took them 15 minutes, but when they hit that 15-minute marks, man, they got the respect they deserved in this match. They really got the crowd into it at that point.
Yeah.
Which saying they probably could have done with a lot less time on this match as well. They could have got to that a little bit quicker, but that's the route they went. And like I said, 15 minutes to the finish. Last 5 minutes of the match went hard. It was great. Unfortunately, there was like zero drama in this match. There's not really any build up to it, no story behind it. I mean, Momo's just cashing in her chance to, for
Yeah.
the title. And yeah, I'm not sure it deserved as much time as it got, but yeah, okay match. It was an okay match. It was probably one of Mercedes' better matches that I've seen lately,
Yeah. I mean,
but still not great.
still undefeated. Mercedes has not lost a match in AEW
16
or
title defenses now.
yeah, with TBS title. Makes you wonder who can take that off of her. My expectations, I thought when Britt Baker returned was the one to do it. Chris Statlander, Willow. Now you talked about Momo cashing in. Momo won that fatal 4-way match at Wrestle Dynasty or Kingdom that weekend, which Willow was a part of. I thought Willow was going to be the one to get it, but Momo ended up winning. You're right. The match kind of drug for a bit, but once it hit that mark you're talking about, it did pick up. Mercedes is good. I've never said Mercedes isn't good. I just have been critical of the way she's been booked and the way they go about things in AEW. With
Hey,
this,
it's not. You can't blame AEW on this one. It's Mercedes Hogan, brother.
yep, it
That's
didn't
not
work
going
for
to work
her.
for. That's not going to work for her.
It didn't work for her, brother. She takes the win again, and no, obviously we're not watching. We know we don't watch Dynamite. I don't know what's on the horizon for her, and who's up next to attempt to take the title off of her. But hell, she's probably gonna hold it for over a year. I assume they're gonna have her run with it. And
Well, they had Billy Starks there.
oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah, Billy and her have gotten into it. I've seen clips on the internet. I love Billy Starks. Shout out to Indiana. She's from the city.
I feel like she'd just be
Uh,
another victim of the Mercedes Monet machine, though.
Most likely, that would be the definition of Mercedes not putting over younger talent. Billy Starks is 20 years old, um, mainly Ring of Honor, but they have been showcasing her on AEW TV recently. So hopefully, I'd love to see Billy get a run. She's really good in the ring. She put on some great matches in Ring of Honor with Athena, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But Mercedes Monet rolls on as your champ.
Yeah, and that leads us into our third match of the night: Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet. This match came in at just over 18 minutes at 18:09. Swerve Strickland with the win via pinfall. Finish was a uh, house call and then a big pressure from Swerve to Ricochet for the 1-2-3 and the win. This match was athletic,
Yep.
hard hitting, and they did not sacrifice the intensity and emotion for their acrobats and in ring action. It all meshed perfectly, and that's a tough line to walk. You got two greats in there though. Ricochet, we all know Ricochet is absolutely fantastic in the ring. Swerve, fantastic in the ring. This match worked. The near falls probably got a little excessive in this match. There was a lot of them, and there was one point where I said it should have been the 3 count, and then they still went on for like another 2-3 minutes of like another 17 near falls, and then the finish. But that's really just a minor gripe about the whole thing because the match overall was fantastic. Yeah, and Nana with the drama.
Yeah.
It's a little. I haven't really been following the story, so I'm not really following on why Nana.
Nice rap.
So
nice. You just dropped the bar on us. Nana with the drama. I see you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure the whole story with him and Swerve right now, what's going on there. So I'm sure there's a reason why he left mid match, but whatever.
So there's no drama. There is a little drama with Swerve, from what I understood. Ricochet had stolen Nana's robe, and that became a focal point of the story. In that Nana wanted Swerve to get the robe back, and I think he even threatened Swerve, saying, "If you don't get my robe back for me, I'm done doing this." He did mention, he did push Swerve to win because this match was for the winner gets a shot at the AEW World Championship. And we'll find out who wins that later. But so Swerve and Ricochet.
Spoiler alert! It's not who you want it to be.
No, it's not who it should have been either. Swerve. We talk about AEW. AEW. What was the thing? Well, Tony Khan fumbled Ricky Saints. Tony Khan blah blah blah, fumbling Penta. I don't think he fumbled Penta necessarily. I think he just at the end of it kind of just dropped the ball necessarily. I don't know if it's the same thing, I guess. But
wait. What's the difference between fumbling the ball and dropping the ball?
I just corrected myself. I said it's the same thing. But what I mean is, he didn't fumble it that bad.
Went into the Webster's dictionary of definitions, it'd be the same thing.
Which you'll agree, Penta had a pretty good run in AEW. He put on great classic matches. The end got a little sour with him as well as Ray Phoenix.
They put on classic matches, but they ever really build him to be a top tier contender for a championship?
Well, they had the tag titles for a bit, but never singles gold.
Yeah, because the tag titles are so important in wrestling.
Right. So Swerve, I do classify as a fumble per se on WWE's part, or maybe he just needed to get out of WWE to do what he's doing now, because he's killing it in AEW. Tony Storm, which we'll talk about next as well, or here in a second. Tony, massive fumble on WWE's part. She's amazing. But the match itself, man, I enjoyed it. The match was almost done early from a Death Valley driver that almost went south from Ricochet onto Swerve. It was a scary moment there, but they kept on pushing, and I enjoyed the match. I like Swerve, and he's next up to go get his AEW World title back that he lost to Bryan Danielson that he should have never lost.
I feel like that. Maybe he's the one. Honestly, Kenny Omega should be the one that saves AEW from the Death Riders, but that's just me.
Oh yeah.
Post-match, Swerve returns the robe to Nana, who embraces him, and they celebrate together. All is well in Swerve land. Or Swerve's house. Swerve, whose house? Swerve's house. That leads us into the fourth match of the night. We did not watch this match because we were behind on the live feed, and We just weren't interested, honestly. I love. Okay, no, let me rephrase that. I was about to lie. I'm not gonna lie. Kazuchika Okada's good, but he's not as good as everybody says he is.
Great.
And
He
he's
was
been booked
great in Japan.
booked like absolute shit in AEW, and it continues. Continental title match: Kazuchika Okada versus Brody Kane. I'm just gonna rip through this, and we'll get into what we saw the end of in the tag match. Match time came in at 11 minutes 45 seconds. Okada wins via pinfall. The Rainmaker for the 1, 2, 3 and the win. It was a physical match, but it was lacking the drama of the match. Brody got to showcase his skills a little bit, and Okada is a willing dance partner to his style. Overall, decent match from what I can see here. That leads us into the fifth match of the night, the AEW.
Real quick, can I just say something about Okada? I wanted to ask you, really, it's a question for you. The hype, maybe we're just not, I don't know, we watched his matches in New Japan, but the matches we watched, was that more credit to the person that he was in the ring with that made him look so good? Because we haven't really watched any Okada matches that didn't include like a Omega or a Osprey. Is that more credit to Omega and Osprey per se than Okada, or was he was great in New Japan, and is it just AEW for some reason struggling with him?
He is your typical Japanese wrestler that came from Japan. That it's tough for a Japanese wrestler to get over in North America. It is. Look at WWE.
Shinsuke, yeah.
They've had some big names over the years come from New Japan and all the other Japan wrestling promotions. And
All Japan.
outside of the women, the men usually don't do well in North America.
Very true.
It is what it is. That being said, yeah, Osprey, Omega, those are the majority of the matches we watched with Okada, and those two, while we know Okada against Omega, classic matches.
Yes.
Okada against Osprey, classic matches, but it's Omega and Osprey. It's hard for them to not have classics. Yeah, it's hard to say. Hard to say. Fifth match, we caught the end of it. It was the AEW Tag Team Title match, the Hurt Syndicate, which was Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Pretty soon they will be the Retirement Home Syndicate versus the Hogans.
Yeah.
Wannabes. Yeah. The Hogan wannabes. The Outrunners. Match time.
I don't get them. I don't get them. Just putting that out there.
I don't get
them.
I see why the Young Bucks decided not to give up the titles though. Match time came in at 8 minutes and 37 seconds. Hurt Syndicate via pinfall for the win. Finish came with a corner knee from Benjamin and a spear from Lashley for the 1, 2, 3 and the win. Basically an extended squash match here. Yeah, basically. From what we saw, it was there was the fun moments from the Outrunners. Like I can kind of buy the hype behind them because they're kind of old schooly type wrestlers, but yeah, mostly a glorified squash match here. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, all I took away, like you said, we caught the end of this match. We were playing catch up to get live. MVP was a pretty big catalyst in this for Lashley and Shelton, kind of being a manager. MVP is great in the manager role, just pushing them and pushing them to do their thing. If you tried to mute your mic, you failed. Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, I hear you now. I heard you hit the thing. You're good.
It's red.
I hear you.
It's red though.
I hear you. You good?
How about now?
I hear you.
How about now?
I hear you.
What's going on today?
Don't know. Anyway, MVP doing his thing as a manager, getting the boys hyped up. We talked about it. I really like that knee that Shelton Benjamin hits. And then Bobby Lashley's spear is incredible. I hear you. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Bobby Lashley's spear is really devastating. The way he hits it, we talked about that while we were waiting for the next match. Is Bobby's got a really good spear, one of the best, and yeah, the match was the end of it was. I mean, it is what it is.
That's one way to put it. One way to put that, yeah, we weren't interested. Match 6, the Hollywood Ending women's title match. Timeless Toni Storm versus Mariah May. Match came in at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. Finish came when Toni blocks a shoe shot, headbutts Mariah down, then unloads on her with the shoe, and spikes her with the Storm Zero through the table for the 1-2-3 and the win. Toni is fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
This was every bit of bloodshed, violence, and drama that these two could have possibly put in the match, and they did. And getting all of that done in less than 15 minutes and to sell such a great story, fantastic, absolutely fantastic match.
Yeah, the match was great. The Hollywood ending lived up to the billing. It was, in fact, a Hollywood ending to that story. From the blood, to quote Jim Ross, the claret is flowing. The blood. Toni Storm, man. Whatever she did when she bladed, she did not fuck around because she was leaking blood. Mariah May as well started leaking as well. I mean, the spot with the broken champagne bottles and the sticky tape wrapped around their fists to hit each other with glass shards and
all those
that.
glass spots were wild.
Insane.
All of them.
The Storm Zero to win it, incredible. The cover, the hug from Toni to Mariah at the end of it, just great. Shout out to Luther for taking that wild bump over a table as well early. Yeah, they delivered. Toni Storm's fantastic. Mariah May is fantastic. I'm interested to see what's next for those two. Maybe Mariah's next in line to go up against Mercedes. I don't know.
Yeah, let's just
we'll
step down, or I guess, yeah.
I don't know.
They're treating the TBS title like it's more important. So
They
maybe
do.
you're right.
They have. It's crazy to me. The AEW Women's World Championship is secondary to the TBS title. The way they have portrayed Mercedes with the title, it's crazy.
Well, here's the thing: Toni and Mariah have had a way better story than anything Mercedes has done.
What pay-per-view was it we were watching leading into it? We're like, the best story has been Toni and Mariah. It may have been World's End. Toni and Mariah, they have told a beautiful story. We do harp on the fact that we're doing Toni and Mariah again. They were worthy of it. They ended the story.
I take back my criticism. I take it back. That was fantastic. They managed to make yet another match absolutely perfect.
Yep, and I think it is done. All signs point to the moving on now. Hollywood ending is over, and yeah, see what's next.
7th match of the night, the international title match between Kensuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega. Match time came in at 28 minutes and 27 seconds.
Say 28.
Yeah, 28 minutes and 27 seconds.
Damn.
Finish came when Takeshita tries to hit a Rage and Fire, but Omega slips free and grabs a crucifix pin for the 1, 2, and 3, which is what's a wild finish. Usually I hate roll-up finishes, but this just made sense. The battle they've been through and just getting the sneak win, just pulling it out at the last second makes perfect sense for this because, one, Takeshita's not a weak champion by any means. And there's no way that Omega should have looked like the superior opponent in this match. They were very equally footed all the way throughout, and it worked really well. So the finish just makes sense. But Omega should have all the belts in AEW and the rest of the promotions in the world because he is that damn good. So I like it. I'm here for it. This match was long, a little long. It did drag a bit in points. It was a slow build. But when they got going, man, they got going. Yeah, I can't really say everything. Everything worked. Omega, you brought it up, and selling the diverticulitis thing forever is gonna probably get old at some point. Hopefully they can get away from that eventually, but I don't know. They ran with the Bryan Danielson neck thing for like
Yep.
5 years, so
WWE did it with
um,
Danielson too. I mean, I think it's just a part of their stories now.
I
guess.
think Omega still's got a lot of years left in him, and they probably ditched on his stomach can it hold out deal. Overall though, fantastic match. Takesha's a star. Omega is the best in the world. Plain and
Yes.
simple. Great
Yeah,
match.
Don Callis, as much as we hate him because he's so good at being the bad guy, he on commentary kind of brought up the diverticulitis thing and said he's getting better with each match. He's getting better with each match. I was like, okay, thank you, Don. Hopefully that leads to people just saying, okay, he had it. Let's move on. But that didn't matter. I mean, Kenny, of course, being the great that he is, sold the hell out of the stomach the whole time, per se, of course. And great match. Kenny, I agree with you. The slow build probably didn't need 28 minutes, but slow build, and it was a power struggle to showcase that both of these guys are great and who's going to get the upper hand. And Kenny got the win with a roll up, caught him by surprise, and that was a good way to end it. Kenny's V triggers are always going to make me pop because they're so good. And I just realized Kenny did not hit the one winged angel on Takeshita. So
No, like I said, it was a power struggle back and forth, and nobody really took the clear cut I'm better in this match moment.
took a
So it worked.
surprise roll up.
It worked.
So I enjoyed it. Good match. Kenny Omega, you said it. He is the best in the world. No offense to CM Punk. Kenny Omega is the best in the world. Potentially greatest of all time.
That brings us into the 8th match of the night, the steel cage match between Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. Match came in at 28 minutes and 41 seconds. Finish came when Ospreay crushes Fletcher with a hidden blade and then a Tiger Driver 91 for the 1-2-3. Again, this match probably went a little longer than it should have. Could have cut all the Mark Davis stuff out of it and just had Callis like toss the bag of goodies into the ring at some point.
Yeah.
Probably could have saved yourself like 5 minutes there, but I mean that's just a minor gripe in this match. This match was violent, crazy spots, gave it all in the ring, told the great story. Everything just came together and they delivered the best match they probably possibly could have. This match, I would not be surprised to see Mr. Dave Meltzer give it a good old 5-star rating. I give it that. This match was probably one of my favorite matches of the night.
Agreed. You talked about the in sequence. They both went to the top of the cage, and I said, "Ooh, Spanish Fly." I was joking. They hit a Spanish Fly off the top of the cage, which led to the ending sequence, as you talked about, with Kyle Fletcher screaming at Will Ospreay that he fucking hates him. He hates him. Ospreay with that hidden blade to a Tiger Driver for the win. I'm sorry. The tack spot was insane. A Styles Clash. Ospreay hitting the Styles Clash on Fletcher onto the tacks. And what blew my mind, after he hit the Styles Clash, he like pushed down on Kyle's legs into the tacks even more. I'm like, good lord. Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, for that matter, they're really good, really talented. We know Ospreay's one of the best. Kyle Fletcher held his own, and of course, Ospreay must bleed. He was bleeding, leaking.
He's the new Moxley.
So yeah, no, I love that match. I agree with you. It's a 5-star match. Should be. Dave will definitely give it a 5-star, probably more. Great match and string of fantastic matches here, from the Toni Storm Mariah May match to this. Fantastic, man, leading to a main event match.
And that leads us to our 9th and final match of the night. The crowd sings on the Cope's entrance song.
They struggled a bit.
They lost a little steam near the end, but everybody still tried to play it up as absolutely epic. The one in Australia was much better. But anyway, AEW World Title match: Jon Moxley versus the Rated R Superstar Cope.
Yeah. And we have to cope with this
Finish.
fucking match.
Match came in at 26 minutes and 32 seconds. Winner of the match is Moxley via submission. No, referee stoppage.
Yes.
Referee stoppage.
Sure.
Which is a way to go. They went that way, I guess. Finish came when Cage gets put into a bulldog choke by Moxley. Cage just get one last attempt at a pin with one hand on Coke's chest for the 2 count, but Mox pulls away, and then Bryce calls for the stoppage at 26 minutes and 32 seconds. This match was okay. Way overbooked. Way overbooked. We could have done a lot more with a lot less. The Christian Cage stuff makes absolutely no sense with the finish. Everything was going fine until the finish, really, honestly. The finish just made everybody just be disinterested with the whole thing all of a sudden. I mean,
Don't sugarcoat it,
yeah.
man. Don't sugarcoat
It was an
it.
okay match, but it was horrible.
I don't even think okay goes to it. They did their thing, I guess. But the finish just dilutes any good stuff that happened during the match, which really nothing crazy happened. Christian comes out with his contract to cash in to go for the world title. Signs it. Well, first off, he hits Cope with it, which should have been a DQ, but that's just me.
No, it's triple threat.
It wasn't a triple threat because he hadn't signed the contract and they hadn't made it official yet.
Well, he was going to sign the contract. It was obvious.
I understand. But anyway.
Also, Bryce sucks as a referee, so are you surprised at all?
Very true. I hate AEW referees. The ending, yeah. Christian cashes in here, and you think, okay, he should win. You know, it's cash in. Christian Cage champ. But having him come in 100% healthy, he does 2 moves on Edge. Sorry, Cope. 2 moves. He spears him and hits
that on purpose.
He hits the kill switch. So, and then he gets, a 2 count. So 2 moves. He didn't really exhaust much energy. And then all it takes is Moxley to put him in a bulldog choke and pass out for Moxley to retain. So we're still riding with the Death Riders deal here with AEW, which has been a complete failure. And I'm not just saying that because I don't watch AEW and I'm not a huge fan of what they do. This is AEW fans. I was scrolling through Twitter. They're not happy. Nobody's happy with this. They're like, what are we doing? And so you have, I'm probably jumping the gun here because you're probably going to talk about it, but post-match, Mox walks out, Nana shows up, Swerve jumps him. We end with Swerve, right? Okay. Why couldn't you have I think Christian Cage did some of the best work of his career in AEW with the dad gimmick. And, I feel like he could have done a payoff and have Christian win the title here. Have him hold it for a minute, and then he could drop it to Swerve. Showing Christian, hey, you did a really good, you've been doing good shit here. Here's your reward. AEW champion for a little bit. Give it to Swerve.
No. You're wrong to look at it that way. I think the only way the title comes off of John is if somebody's taking it off of him to save AEW from the Death Riders.
I'm totally fine with that, and I agree.
Cope was doing it for himself.
I agree with you saying it should be Kenny. It's not going to be Kenny, I don't think. I think it is going to be Swerve.
Swerve is a fine choice. I'm just saying that Christian winning it to lose it to Swerve doesn't make sense for the whole overall story of the Death Riders.
Yeah, but the Death Riders story sucks anyway. Pointless.
Well, I'm sure it does. I mean, have we watched it? No. So we.
No, I'm just going off of the reactions of people on Twitter.
I'm just saying that it doesn't make sense to the story. So yes, they're gonna have to get to the end of the story. They should just get there and get it done with, if that's the case. But if you're going off the story, Edge winning here, Cope winning here is not the right choice because he's not doing it for AEW. He's doing it for himself.
Well, then the cash in with Christian made no sense in this situation.
Well, no, none of the finish made no sense. Period.
No,
they should have had John win, and that was it.
Well, it's gonna be Swerve versus Moxley probably at the next pay-per-view, or they'll do it at some special branded Dynamite. What is their next pay-per-view? It could be All In.
No, the next one's Dynasty in April.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's where Swerve won the title the first time, right? He beat Joe. I'm pretty sure.
Sure. Sounds right. Anyways,
Yep.
while Kurt looks up stuff, we are going to take
It
a
is.
quick break, and then we are going to get into Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. And we are back. We are live from the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. It is Monday Night Raw. It's the first show after Elimination Chamber, and that means there are no more roadblocks on the way to WrestleMania.
Well,
We have a big time match in the Women's World Championship title defense by Rhea Ripley versus Iyo Sky, with the winner to defend against Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Oh, and a reminder, if you live under a rock, get it? A rock? John Cena's the bad guy. Let's get to it.
RK writes his notes now.
This is you. This is you.
Yeah, we get the long recap per usual after a PLE from the Elimination Chamber. Remember when watching Monday Night Raw back in the day after a PLE or pay per view, they would just show like still pictures of what happened the
because
night
they didn't
before.
want to give away. They wanted people to still go buy the pay per view.
Right, but now it's everywhere.
Not to mention, it's like if you have any of the streaming services, you get it. You don't have to pay for it.
So, of course, the big highlight here, John Cena turns heel, sells his soul to The Rock. Commentary makes it very, very simple here. That Cena sold his soul to The Rock to get one more world title. We get a rundown of who's here and what is going to happen on tonight's card. Kicking things off in the ring is a pissed off CM Punk. Doesn't even stop to say it's clobber time. He just storms the arena, knocks down the Prime section because fuck Logan Paul, apparently. He stands at the announcer's table and rants about how he might get us kicked off Netflix. I think Netflix put out a...
They did post your... They posted a thing like, chill, man, chill. Apparently, they do have an agreement with Netflix where they are actually not allowed to get too much beyond their rating of the show.
Okay.
Go figure. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, he allows him to address his enemies, and since his name is CM Punk, that means everybody. First target tonight, Punk's asking the fans to give him a name. Punk picks The Rock first, gets right into the camera, and calls him a ball of fraud. If Rock thinks he's immune from criticism because he's on the board of directors, he has no idea who he's dealing with here. Mr. Midlife Crisis decides to come in whenever he feels like, but he hasn't graced us with his presence tonight to do his bullshit about having goosebumps. Punk has never been so desperate to wear a fake title and declare himself the people's champ because he earns that right. He has never been so desperate to sell his soul, and that brings him to John Cena. Everyone could see right through Cena, and Punk gave him the benefit of the doubt when Cena didn't have the quality. Yeah, he was...
Have to qualify.
Yeah, have to qualify, sorry. 20 plus years of hustle, loyalty, and respect, and now Punk has proven to fight about everything Cena has been saying. He's proven right, sorry. Punk didn't quit in the Elimination Chamber because Cena gave up on all these kids. He'll get his hands on Cena down the road, and Cena will make a wish, get it, that it never happened. As for the person who has all of Punk's attention, let's talk about Seth Rollins. And he says Becky Lynch better come get her man before Punk puts him in a wheelchair. And Rollins comes out to interrupt, and there's really no time wasting here. They brawl everywhere. Security, referees trying to break it up. Doesn't last long. They get through security and referees. There's about 20 people in the ring trying to hold them apart at one point. It doesn't work. Rollins dives over an announce table. They finally get separated. We take a break after this red hot opening. But during the break, Punk and Rollins, they got into it in the crowd. Just absolute full-on chaos between Punk and Rollins here. We'll find out what's coming for them here in a second. We get a look back at Liv and Raquel, who won the women's tag titles last week. Judgment Day, they're happy with that title win, with Raquel Rodriguez teasing going after the women's IC title. Finn Balor is not thrilled. He brings up Liv Morgan losing in the chamber, plus the team's other losses. Dominic, again, brings up adding another member. But Balor thinks the solution is that he, himself, beats up Braun Breaker tonight. With Finn gone, Morgan and Raquel say they still don't know what happened with Jade Cargill in the chamber. It was a lot.
Yeah, that leads into the first match of the night, Otis versus Gunther. Stay tuned. Next week it'll be Maxime Dupree versus Gunther.
She'll handle it.
Um,
She'll put him down for the Alpha Babes. She'll do it.
She'll take care of it. Match came in at 9 minutes and 41 seconds. Winner was Gunther via pinfall. Finish came with a powerbomb from Gunther to Otis for the 1, 2, 3, and the win. This was a big hoss fight, and that's what it needed to be. Gunther was never in really any threat of losing this match, but Otis gave him a hell of a fight and struck away with everything he had. This was quite entertaining, and the two did about as well as you would hope so. Once in a while, you need your champion to break a sweat in a match to show why he is the champion. Post-match, Gunther locks in a sleeper on Otis with Akira Tozawa coming out for the failed save attempt. Jey Uso's music hits, and he makes the real save. With Gunther gone, A-Town down under jumps Uso, but Jey fights him off without much trouble. Gunther reappears, and he chokes out Jey.
I think that's going to be the reoccurring theme for Jey Uso and Gunther as we get closer to WrestleMania. We get a video hyping up Rhea Ripley and Iyo Sky before their title match tonight. There's a new Raw recap show podcast thing that is starting now, which will be on YouTube. It's on YouTube now. You can check it out. They're going to be, which they've always done a Raw recap, Raw talk thing, but now they're putting it on YouTube and whatnot. So we get to see the reactions to Cena's turn at the Chamber with promises of another look to come. In case you didn't know, John Cena turned on the world. AJ Styles is asked about what Cena did and says, just wow, he didn't see it coming. Here comes Karrion Kross to put his arms around him, saying it makes sense. Styles cuts him off and says he isn't John Cena. Maybe the WWE Universe needs a reminder of who AJ is. So next week, he's going to call Logan Paul out in Madison Square Garden. He's not interested in Kross's help, but after Styles leaves, Kross says that was easy. Somebody brought this up, maybe you did, but I also saw it on Twitter, that for some reason Karrion Kross, if you look at his hairstyles, it's matching the people he's like going up against. It was just funny to me. He's got that fucking long flowing hair like AJ. When he was going up against Sammy, he had the hair pulled back in the bun. I'm like, it's the little things with this dude. He's so good.
He is, and he's starting to get the recognition of the WWE Universe as he should. Second match of the night is the Women's Intercontinental Championship match between Lyra Valkyria and Ivy Nile. Match time came in at 9 minutes and 32 seconds. The winner was Lyra Valkyria via pinfall. Finish came with the Nightwing from Lyra to Ivy for the 1, 2, 3, and the win. So a good example of a match where they did everything right and told a good wrestling story in the ring, but it never resonated with the crowd. There wasn't that spark to really make it engaging, and it came off as them just doing moves until Lyra retained. The title is still new, and they still have lots of time to make it feel like a prestigious title. But at this moment, they really need to focus on a feud to get these matches to be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. They got to get a feud in there. I hear a lot of talk of maybe Becky Lynch being the one to come in and feud with Lyra headed to Mania. I mean, clock's ticking, but we'll see what happens. I'm not sure. Or maybe Bayley's up next. She didn't really have much to do heading to Mania, so we'll see. Get a look back at the brawl from Punk and Rollins earlier. We see Rollins trying to leave the building, and it gets into it with Punk again. Pierce runs in as Punk says he'll kill Rollins. Post-break, Rollins and Pierce are yelling at each other, with Rollins promising to take Punk out if Pierce does not do something about it. Pierce is fine with that and makes a cage match for next week at Madison Square Garden. Works for Rollins, who is told to get on his bus with security tasked with keeping him on it. Hopefully this is the end, or not hopefully. I mean, I love Rollins and Punk, but maybe this next week will be the end of this feud for right now to get Punk hopefully focused on what we want to happen at WrestleMania. We will see. Ludwig Kaiser comes out after demanding the fans' appreciation. Kaiser talks about taking back the attention from Penta last week. The reality is he is a future world champion and he's ready to take out Penta. While Penta may say he doesn't know fear, Kaiser will teach him what it means. Penta runs to the ring to interrupt for the brawl, and Kaiser is knocked down on the floor from a running flip dive. Bianca Belair, she's getting asked about Jade Cargill's return and the Naomi situation, but out of respect for both of them, she won't talk about it. She's just going to be proud to go to WrestleMania. Tonight, she'll find out who she is going to face. Back in the background, you've seen Natalya talking with Maxine Dupree. Hey, guess what, RK? John Cena turned heel. Don't know if you knew that or not, but we get to learn more about it. But this time we get to learn more about it in different languages. They show commentary teams from all sorts of backgrounds commentating over the heel turn. Chad Gable is shown. He is in Mexico. He's asking for people if they know someone whose picture he's carrying. Eventually, he goes to find the mystery man with a beard who is going to help him beat the luchadors. The man says Gable has to become Lucha and gives him a box. What's in the box, RK? What's in the box?
A mask. I'm assuming it's a mask.
Somebody said he's going to show up like when Hulk Hogan was Mr. America.
Or Terry Funk. Terry Funk
Maybe,
came back as a luchador.
Maybe. We'll see what happens. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, no, it's hopefully the payoff's good there. We'll see.
Yeah.
Not everything can hit, but this one's interesting so far. I'm curious. Third match tonight, it's the World Tag Team Championship match between the War Raiders and the Creed Brothers. This match came in at 11 minutes and 42 seconds. Winners were the War Raiders for the retention of the title. Finish came with the War Machine from the Raiders to Brutus Creed for the 1, 2, 3 and the win. It's always good when the Creeds get a chance to showcase their talent, but much like the women's match earlier, there just wasn't that spark to this match to bring it to that next level. It's good to see the titles being defended more often, but they need to find a way to let it fire in the division like they did on SmackDown.
Yeah.
The War Raiders are currently being booked as a dominant team for the time being.
Would Ray Phoenix coming and tagging with Penta help? Yes, I think is the answer. Do we want that? I don't know. Because I'm kind of
You're already starting to build this thing with Penta as a single,
right.
so it's kind of hard to just shift off of that. But
yeah, but they work well as a team, and I'm sure they would help the tag division. Don't get it wrong.
Unless Chad Gable's mystery luchador that can teach him everything is Ray Phoenix.
That'd be wild. He started doing this path because of Ray and Penta, and he had to go to his flesh and blood. I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of a cool story. We'll see. We get a recap from what happened with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn completely destroying each other at the Elimination Chamber, which showed, of course, Owens ending with him getting beaten down by Randy Orton. We get that recap as well. The LWO, they're not happy with the New Day for beating them last week, but you can never take their heart. Rey Mysterio, he returns. He says New Day should have finished what they started because next week at Madison Square Garden, it's a tornado tag match. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee taking on Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Come back from break with Finn Balor in the ring, arguing with Braun Breaker, who is in the crowd with Jackie Redmond. Breaker says he is embarrassed the entire Judgment Day last week, but Balor is ready to take the IC title from him at any time. That's enough for Braun, who comes to the ring. He has to take out Carlito on the way, and as well as Dominic. Balor hits him with a sling blade, only for Braun to take him down again. Then a super spear is loaded up, but Judgment Day pull Balor outside in time, and then Carlito eats the spear instead, because that is Carlito's job now. Hey, real quick, RK, don't know if you knew this or not, John Cena turned heel at the Elimination Chamber, because we get another long look.
This is possibly the last time we'll hear about it this week.
Yeah, for sure. Long look at John Cena's turn at the Chamber. Here is what's coming next, of course. Next week at Madison Square Garden, they preview that, mainly highlighted by Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Steel Cage match. I assume will main event Madison Square Garden. The Alpha Academy, they thank Jey Uso for helping them earlier. With the team gone, Uso says he's a bit thrown off by getting taken out by Gunther. This is the wrong time to be shaken up, though, because every week he's told he can't do it. Feels like his back is against the wall and he can't breathe. But when Gunther attacked him, he woke up a sleeping beast. Another emotional promo from Jey Uso here. Seems to be the theme. It's weird. I feel bad for Jey and Gunther from this fact that this John Cena stuff and The Rock has completely overshadowed, and now Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble is kind of just in the past, and nobody really wants to talk about it.
Not necessarily. Jey, his promos when he gets fired up,
oh yeah,
it's provocative. It gets the people moving,
It gets people going.
Yeah, that leads us into the fourth match of the night. Women's World Championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Iyo Sky. Match time came in at 18 minutes and 39 seconds. The surprise winner, Iyo Sky, with the finish of over the moonsault from Iyo to Rhea for the 1-2-3 and the win.
I was joking, by the way, the whole match. You recap this, man. I was joking, saying, fuck it. Io's got this. Io's got this. And holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, there was a moment in this match where everyone thought they were going to go with the DQ route, which wouldn't have been surprising at all. But they did a little swerve and had Jessica Carr make the call to keep the match going. This sets up the whole Rhea's ego got in her way and cost her the title angle. Iyo Sky was bringing it hard and fast to Rhea all match, and it made for a hell of a fight with both of them feeling on equal footing all match. Every once in a while, you got to capitalize on moments to elevate a talent to top tier main event status, and this match was Io's chance to prove that she is just that. Great match with a great story being told. Yeah, Sky is shocked at her win while Rhea is furious to end the show.
I've, been on the fan bandwagon for Iyo Sky forever. I think she is potentially the greatest women's wrestler in the world. I really mean that. She's so good in the ring. That's nothing against Rhea or any other champion or female, really, but Iyo is so good. She's smooth. The emotion she has in the ring, it really shows. And her winning was a shock. I was joking, saying she was going to win. I love the fact that Jessica Carr made the call to keep the match going, because let's be honest, in a world title match, nobody needs a DQ finish, man. We want to see a finish, and we got that, surprisingly. I assume this is setting up the triple threat, maybe, if Rhea, depending on what's going on with Rhea, we don't really know if she's hurt, whatnot. I've seen that one going around, the pregnant thing, which we kind of debunked based on what happened in this match. Or if there's something else on the horizon, I don't know, but it would not make sense for Rhea not to be in a world title match at WrestleMania.
Well, you could go with some of the idiots on the IWC saying that she's going to AEW.
Oh yeah, that's happening too. Yeah, overall, man, I thought Raw was really good. Didn't drag or anything. The matches did their thing. I think what really sold it was obviously Iyo winning, and just CM Punk and Seth Rollins continuing this blood feud, and now we're gonna blow it off in a steel cage. CM Punk on the mic, we know he is the best on the mic. He will be when it's said done. Doesn't matter who else is better than CM Punk with a live microphone in his hand. Can't really name anybody else. So yeah, looking forward to the Madison Square Garden edition of Raw coming up this Monday, and to see what comes and brings us even further down the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah, Austin 316 might have something to say about your last statement there. But the opening segment tonight brought the fire and emotion in only the way CM Punk can deliver when he is on top of his game. The main event was another fantastic match, as Raw has been cooking in those for a bit now. The rest of the show moves some stories along while setting up some new ones at the same time, and next week's Raw is looking like it's going to be a big one. Finally, the Cena blowout, front and center all night. Wherever this goes, the reactions are going to be explosive. Good Raw tonight with a main event you need to check out if you haven't seen it.
Agreed.
And that brings us into NXT. We are live from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, before they go on the road next week in New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Let's hear it for New York. Yeah, that New York, baby. Madison Square Garden, baby. New York City, New York, baby. Did I mention next week they're in New York?
Sorry. Yeah, I think
we're a week away from Roadblock, and that means the show should be used to get everything finalized for the big show next week. So let's get to it. First match tonight, Sol Ruca and Zarya versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Match time came in at 10 minutes and 11 seconds. Winners were Sol Ruca and Zarya via pinfall. Finish came with the F5 from Zarya and Piper Niven with a Soul Snatcher from Sol on to Chelsea for the 1-2-3 and the win. This match got a bit of time, and that's a big win for Sol and Zarya over main roster talent. Hopefully they build off this for the two, especially Sol, as she has that it factor.
Mm-hmm.
get what they were doing here, but continuing to have your U.S. champion as a comedy routine and taking losses on NXT may not be the way to go. But Chelsea is good enough to carry it for now that way. But they shouldn't have that all the time.
No.
Good match, and at least they have Zarya doing stuff as her debut may have since been overshadowed by others.
Not may have. It really has. When you really think about it. But Zarya's credible. She's got the talent, soul as well. Looking forward to what the future holds for those two. Earlier, we see that Cora Jade and Jordan Grace were arguing about who would be a better Knockouts champion. Cora, I love you, but Jordan Grace dominated that fucking division in TNA for years. You don't have a prayer. Ava makes a match between the two for later in the show. Uriah Connors and Kale Dixon try to give Ava some office supplies as a gift, but Trick Williams, who's a dickhead now, isn't happy, and they keep interrupting it. But Trick is just being a dick about it. Like, really, like Uriah and Kale are like being nice. They're like, hey, get your new office built. Here's some stuff. We're being nice guys. And Trick's just a dickhead because he lost a match. Trick tells him to go mess with Mr. Chase, with Dixon blaming Trick for Chase U closing. That earns Dixon ram into the wall, and they're going to face off later.
That leads us into the second match of the night: Kalani Jordan versus Jada Parker. Match came in at 12 minutes and 49 seconds. Jada Parker wins via pinfall. The finish came with the hypnotique from Jada on Kalani for the 1-2-3 and the win. Good match here, and they used the extra time to really show out. Jada with another win here, and it feels like they're building her towards something big in the future. Jada is hell of an athlete, but that will only take her so far and needs that final push to reach top tier level in NXT. Post match, Jada calls out next week's title versus title match winner.
All right, Jada, you're barking up a tree there. Good luck in your future endeavors, I guess. Tony D'Angelo is with the family, and he can't say what he thinks of Izzy Dame, or they would get canceled on CW. D'Angelo says he's ready to show that his family is the real one in NXT. We go to the Roadblock media event that's taking place throughout the show here. Obafemi talking about he's ready for a showdown with Moose. He has to win this match to keep the title in NXT. Femi isn't worried about the size difference and will walk out still NXT champion. The Hardy Boys, they come out for their first appearance on NXT. Jeff talks about what a crazy few weeks it's been for. Matt talks about how great this place is for everyone. They saw the fire in Fraxian's eyes, but Hank and Tate come out to interrupt, and I just want to say, I feel like this pissed me off a little bit. I don't know about you. The interruption from Hank and Tate.
No, not at all. The Hardy Boys aren't there to sell themselves. They're here to enhance the talent.
That's true. I just wanted to hear him talk a little more. But they do come out, Hank and Tate. They mean no disrespect. They're out here to ask for some advice. What do they need to do to get to that next level? Matt likes what he has seen in this team, and Jeff says to take it to the extreme. Tank thinks that means a TLC match, but the Hardy Boys say it's about being willing to take risks and bet on yourselves. Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura come out to say they don't like Hank and Tank, who hit dives to take it to the extreme. Four of them brawl off, and Fraxium is behind the Hardy Boys, with Matt saying, yes, I knew you'd come. Good throwback. I love the broken Matt gimmick. And the Hardy Boys want them to bring their best next week, and respect seems to be shown before this title match that will take place in the theater at Madison Square Garden in New York. We get a video on the Julia versus Stephanie Vacour match. And yeah, man. We gotta talk about this. Damn. Oh.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, if you didn't like that with the Hardy Boys, you got to look at it as they're there to enhance that talent.
Yeah, I get it when you said that. I enjoy listening to Matt and Jeff cut promos, and Matt did go do the broken stuff. I love that gimmick. I always will.
I mean, not everybody can be Mercedes, brother.
Sorry, you're right. I'm so sorry.
Third match tonight: Cora Jade versus Jordan Grace. Match time came in at 7 minutes 45 seconds. Jordan Grace wins via referee stoppage. No finish as the match was stopped due to apparent injury to Cora Jade. Yeah, we already talked about this. The IWC was a buzz on this one. All the idiots out there, it's her knee. It's another knee injury. She said in the ring to the ref it was her knee. Shut the fuck up. Came back from commercial and she was holding her head. Like I said,
Hold on,
last time I checked,
hold on. I got you. My knee. Why does my knee hurt? What?
It's not where your knee is, bro. It's not where your knee is.
Oh man. Just yeah, you're right. The idiots, man. Nobody even looked at her knee. She was holding her head the whole time.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay. I hope she's all right. She's got that match with Masha coming up for the Knockouts title. I hope she's.
Last
clear
time I
to
checked,
go.
concussion protocols aren't used for knee injuries, but who knows?
You're right. We get that video for Shawn Spears, Cody D'Angelo. They're the main event for the North American title later on. We get a split screen interview between Ethan Page and Javon. Page can't believe someone as young as Javon tried to give him a pep talk, and that is what made him snap. If he could break Javon's jaw right now, he would take the chance just to shut him up. Evans is used to people trying to hold him down.
He could break the bonds draw.
Yeah, and that it isn't going to happen again here. They argue to wrap it up. Yeah, the whole time Ethan is talking, Javon's kind of
His
doing
name is
typical...
Javon Evans. Javon Evans.
Evans.
He's French now.
Yeah, in the whole interview, Javon's kind of nodding his head like, all right. He's got that swag, I guess is the way that I'm looking at it. He's got that I'm from the streets. I'll fuck you up. Like what's good? I love the Javon Evans character. I think he's poised for potential.
Say it right. Say it right.
I love the Javon Evans character. He's fantastic. I put a little more emphasis on that anyway.
Yeah, you really went above and beyond on that one.
That
leads us into the fourth match of the night: Trick Williams versus Kale Dixon. Match time was 6 seconds. Trick Williams via referee stoppage.
That's a long time.
Trick knee from Trick to Kale in a referee stoppage. That got the point across, I guess, from the earlier interaction.
6 seconds. That's a long time. Trust me. Post match. And you got the joke. Post match, Eddie Thorpe pops up to say Trick is having trouble understanding that he's not the man anymore. And in 2 weeks, they will fight in NXT Underground, which you can do right now if you get WWE 2K25. Underground is a match type. I haven't played it yet, but I will say so far the game's been pretty good. I like 2K. Just a random plug for no reason. We don't get paid for that. Buy 2K. It's a good game. Roxanne Perez. Oh, by the way, and it looks good. Roxanne Perez. She attacked Jordan Grace in the back, talking her shit. So makes you wonder what they're trying to just keeping Roxanne in the NXT sphere. Probably for a minute. Doesn't seem like there's immediate plans for her Mania involvement. Even though I just kind of thought in my head, we were talking about the IC women's title. Lyra and Roxanne put on bangers, and that could be one to do at Mania. Roadblock rundown. The Undertaker is going to be there. The host of LFG alongside them.
I wonder whose other jobs he's going to get canned
there. We go back to the press event. Moose says his match with Obafemi will be the biggest match of his career and for the biggest prize. Moose leaves, and Ava makes Roxanne Perez and Jordan Grace a match at Roadblock. Fatal Influence are in the crowd to demand Fallon Henley get her title rematch, and that's all the time that Ava has, and she walks away. Ricky Saints, he runs into Ridge Holland, who isn't impressed. Saints says, get used to seeing a lot of him. Then Saints runs into Shawn Spears, who says the Revolution will be televised when he wins the North American title tonight.
Ricky Saints bringing up the fact that I was so angry.
He's just, let him talk. He's good.
That leads us into the fifth match of the night, our second title change match of the week.
Yeah.
The North American Championship, Shawn Spears versus Tony D'Angelo. Match time came in at 12 minutes and 28 seconds. Shawn Spears wins via pinfall. The finish came with a roll-up pin by Shawn Spears on Tony D'Angelo after he failed his spine buster for the 1, 2, 3 and the win. This match was about telling a good story more so than the work in the match itself, and that's never a bad thing if the story gets over. In this case, they got the story absolutely correct as Stax accidentally hits Tony and messes his back up, landing on the chair ringside, which indirectly costs Tony the championship when his back gives out on his spine buster. a lot of backstory here as well with this. The finish of this match is almost a direct replica of how Shawn Michaels won his first Intercontinental Championship. And while the history of Shawn Spears, Stan, and Shawn Michaels is apparently very well known by everyone, as Kurt once told me. Yeah. I kicked Stan. Look what you made me do.
Yeah.
That was Shawn Spears. I did not
Yep.
know that, but apparently everybody did. So
I didn't know you didn't know that. I thought we would have talked
and then,
about it too when Roxanne and Cora recreated that with Stone. When
yeah,
she-
I know that. I know the segment. I just never knew Stan was Shawn Spears.
Oh,
Anyways,
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, one last roadblock rundown to end the show.
Yeah, call it a go home episode per se for NXT. Headed to Roadblock. Roadblock shaped up to be a big deal. You got the Julia match, Julia versus Stephanie for the titles.
Got
Winner
the Julia
take all.
match. I see where your thoughts lie.
And
Got the Julia match.
I say that.
Got the Stephanie match.
I said Julia first, and I don't think Julia's winning this. Oba versus Moose is shaping up to be a battle of the behemoths. We get Roxanne Perez and Jordan Grace again. Last time they went up against each other was for the NXT Women's title, and Roxanne came out on top. So you probably envision Jordan picking the win here up, unless Cora gets involved or some way. We'll see. NXT was pretty good.
Cora's out with a knee injury. Remember that.
Oh yeah, sorry. Fuck, my bad. Yeah, really good show overall. Per usual, NXT does their thing, and I totally agree. That main event, the storytelling in the match, beautiful. They did it really well. Look forward to Roadblock.
Yeah, this show was in a tough spot going into it with the big Roadblock show happening next week, but they managed to put together a good show nonetheless. The main event of Kalani. I wrote that totally wrong. Anyways, the main event of Shawn Spears versus Tony D'Angelo, really stood out and makes me want to see where they go with both stories, because now you got the Stacks costing Tony the championship. Will that create tension within the group? I think Stacks, Channing Lorenzo, he's talented, and I think that they really could do something with him if he gets a chance to step out from underneath the shadow of Tony. So we'll see where they go with that. No attacks from the Mystery Group this week, but I'm sure they're saving that for next week. Solid show despite being in tough with what's coming next week. Also, one other thing, after the show, WWE released a video backstage of Shawn Spears walking by Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels has his hands out for the handshake, and Shawn just looks at him and kind of chuckles and walks to his group. Great stuff. I mean, the fact that they know what they're doing. It's great.
Oh yeah, it's so good. I know we're about to get into SmackDown, but I think we should take a quick break real quick. I'm having a little lag issue, so just give me 1 second. But yeah, SmackDown, and I'll be honest, take a deep breath. Oh, SmackDown. I'll be right back.
It's Friday, and that means we're about to lay the SmackDown on some candy asses. We are live from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tonight, and we are still reeling from the historic shift in balance of power in the WWE. Cena has given up on his fans and gone into business for himself. We have a lot of sad kids, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation should probably avoid using him for any appearances in the near future unless they want to explain why some kid in a wheelchair got pushed down a flight of stairs. The wrestlers are showing up for work, and Drew McIntyre jumps at Damian Priest. Look, this McIntyre-Priest feud has layers to it that a lot of neckbeards have missed. The rhetoric I've read online about how this is not entertaining or doesn't make sense as a feud, as Damian is mid-card at best, is hilarious. WWE wants you to believe that CM Punk has been the one getting in Drew's way, but maybe it's been Damian this whole time. Drew, the fans, and everyone in between has underestimated Damian Priest as the real threat. Damian cashed in on Drew at WrestleMania 40. Damian pinned Drew during his attempted cash in at Money in the Bank. Damian pinned Drew at Clash at the Castle. Damian eliminated Drew in the Royal Rumble. Damian pinned Drew at the Elimination Chamber. Damian has had Drew's number, and Drew can no longer underestimate him. See the pattern? This has been a story in the making for the last year, and will all culminate in a WrestleMania 41 match that should be the dark horse match for match of the show.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Those two could probably put on a banger, honestly.
So let's get to tonight's show.
Oh, yes, we shall. Hey, guess what? Elimination Chamber happened. Here's a recap. John Cena turned heel, by the way. Here comes Randy Orton, who returned to the Elimination Chamber to kick things off. He talks about how crazy things have been here lately. Ever since he started, John Cena has always been at the top. Now, though, he's just a bottom for Rock, which gives a new meaning to the term rock bottom. All right. Okay,
Wild
Randy.
take, Randy. Wild take.
This brings him to Kevin Owens, which Orton, he admires the wrestler, but not the person. Orton thinks Owens is just his jealousy has destroyed him, like Owens' jealousy made him try to destroy Cody and Sammy. Brings us back to Orton, who had to come back from a career-ending surgery. Owens was trying to give Zayn that similar a career-ending injury at the Chamber. That's what brought Orton out, and he was hearing, those voices again for the first time in many years, and now he's ready to prove that Pat McAfee is the second best punter in WWE. So, if this doesn't culminate in Randy punting Kevin Owens, I'm gonna be pissed. Chelsea Green yells at Nick Aldis about her title match tonight, but Tiffany Stratton doesn't want to hear it. Piper Niven accuses Stratton of censorship and gets a match tonight as a result.
And that leads us directly into that first match of the night. Tiffany Stratton versus Piper Niven. Match time came in at 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Tiffany Stratton wins via pinfall. Prettiest moonsault for the finish from Tiffany on Piper for the 1, 2, 3, and the win. The fans were behind Tiffany as a heel before, and here it sounds like they're starting to react to her positively as a face, so that's progress. Tiffany should still be a heel, in my opinion, but classic story match here with Stratton having to find a way around the monster opponent. It worked well and did what it was supposed to do. Post-match, Charlotte runs in and takes out Stratton's knee and then sets up for the figure 8 submission, and that leads us into Nick Aldis.
Yeah, I was going to find a tweet from Walker Stewart because I got to go head to head with this. So Nick Aldis explained the issues in the tag division, and he has a whiteboard with pictures of all the tag teams to explain the whole story, which is actually rather helpful. The solution: a number 1 contenders match this week, and the Street Profits, who aren't in the match, get their title shot next week. Who the winners will face the new number 1 contenders. Simple enough. I think we need a chart to explain the chart that explained what's going on. Walker quoted this video and said, it was really impressive how someone could have not watched WWE for months and then had an entire division storyline broken down for them in a few minutes. That was wonderful.
It was actually really helpful.
Yeah,
and that leads us in to that number 1 contenders match for the second match tonight. Motor City Machine Guns versus Pretty Deadly versus Los Garza. Match time came in at 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Pretty Deadly wins via pinfall.
Yeah, yes,
The
boy.
backside reversal pin by Elton Prince on Chris Sabin for the 1, 2, 3, and the win was the finish. A lot of action in this match with not a lot of time to do it, and that's with the commercial break included. Pretty Deadly winning here was a small shock, but the bigger shock is with them winning clean, as that is not typical with any of their matches. This continues to set up an interest in possibilities within the SmackDown Tag Team division, and they continue to be on fire. Several stories all crossing paths at different points is keeping it fresh.
Yeah, could have used some more time, to be honest. And
they did a lot with the very limited amount of time they did.
You probably could have gave them more time based on the show. We got to look back at Jade Cargill's return at the Chamber and beating.
You got to get in all the other shitty stuff they did too.
Yeah, we look back at Cargill, who came back at the Chamber and shows her beating up Naomi. Hey, RK, John Cena turned. Let's see some reactions.
Yeah, like 75% of those reactions were fake.
All right, man. Bianca Belair comes out. She says she should be on top of the world because she is on the way to WrestleMania. But 2 of her best friends are fighting. Belair doesn't believe that Naomi did this, and Jade Cargill won't talk to her. So she needs some answers from Naomi right now. Naomi comes out, who says she and Belair need to get their tag titles back. Belair flat out asks Naomi if she did it, but Naomi continues to rant, deflecting on the situation. She rants about how Cargill took advantage of Bianca. She doesn't say yes or no. Bianca's overhearing all this, and she just wants a flat out answer. Did you do it? Naomi admits that she did it, and Bianca is in tears. Naomi said I did it for you, Bianca. She did it for Bianca, who says
She
they're
didn't
done.
say it like that.
I know. She said, I did it for you, B. I did it for you. Who says they're done and walks out. As Belair leaves, Naomi gets angry and anger, saying, you know what? I should have pushed her sooner. I should have pushed her harder. Naomi then calls calls Bianca an ungrateful bitch. Jade Cargill, who shares a quick look with Bianca, whose face seems to say, fuck it, do what you gotta do, I'm out. Naomi gets beat down again.
If you
There's
noticed,
acting.
there was some acting. I mean, they're definitely up for the same award we're up for in the acting category.
Yeah, we're killing it though, man.
Slammy Awards.
We're on fire, dude.
If you notice something on this SmackDown, Bianca and Naomi were in all black. Jade was in all white. At the Chamber, Naomi and Bianca were in all white, and Jade came out in all black.
Okay, I mean,
The flip.
yeah, maybe.
The hidden meaning there is Bianca's got something to do with this, though.
Maybe Bianca was the. Yeah, I don't know.
She's acting.
Yeah, the ungrateful bitch part from Naomi made me go, oh damn. But yeah, Jade beats her down, of course. We get those issues we kind of hinted at between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Drew blames Priest for costing him his chance to be the world champion at WrestleMania. We get a video of Cody Rhodes, who surprised Lex Luger with an induction into the WWE Hall of Fame. RKI.
Kurt walked away from this one, and yeah, he missed the actual video where Cody comes in and puts a crossroads on Lex Luger, but he was gone, so he didn't see it. So
yeah,
he can't say if I'm lying or not.
Yeah. I ask this question now that Lex Luger's going in the Hall of Fame. Who inducts Lex Luger?
You brought this up, and I'm sure that's what you're alluding to. Is you had heard that some people believe it's Sting.
No, Lex Luger himself has said he wants Sting to be the one to do it.
Well, that's not what you said the other day.
Well, I left that part out. Just like you lied to me about what really happened in this segment.
No, you weren't there. I didn't lie to you. That's what happened. You'll never know. You weren't there.
Lex said in an interview in the past he will, if he goes in the Hall of Fame, he wants Sting to induct him. I don't know if that's possible.
No, Sting is still under contract with AEW. He still has appearances for them.
But I feel like Sting can go to Tony Khan and be like, I'm going to induct my friend. And Tony Khan will be like, yeah, whatever you want. You're Sting. The Stinger.
You're not that guy. Anyways. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, what's Tony going to do? I'll fire you. Okay.
I'm not really working anyway. If it's not Sting, I was thinking DDP maybe, because that's where what Luger was doing. He's been doing DDP yoga.
Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Hulk Hogan.
That could happen, honestly.
Eric Bischoff, actually. Lex was pretty hot in WCW for a hot minute.
Yeah.
That was before WWE, but he went back.
When he came back, Bischoff was at the lead, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When they brought him back, so maybe Bischoff. Yeah, we'll see.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Bischoff, actually.
Do we know who's inducting Triple H?
One would have to assume probably Stephanie.
Yeah. Maybe. Who else is going in?
I would imagine Stephanie or Sean. Probably Sean, actually.
It's Sean. It's got to be Sean.
It would probably be Sean or a mix of Sean and Stephanie. I don't know, but Sean, probably Sean. They're like good best friends forever.
Vince?
Now you're just being stupid.
Yeah, we got more of a shot at getting Ultimate Warrior. Charlotte is shown talking about how the women's division is soft. BFAB comes in to say that no one is interested in bowing down to her. Challenge is issued for next week. We're gonna have BFAB versus Charlotte.
Rest in peace, BFAB. Third match of the night: Braun Strowman versus Solo Sikoa. Match time came in at 6 minutes and 56 seconds. Braun Strowman winning via DQ. Tama Tonga attacks Braun Strowman for the DQ finish. Only so much that can be done in less than 7 minutes, but we got to see Solo wrestle a power style match, which he does excel in. Solo is deceptively strong, and the Samoan drop was something to see. The ending of the match makes sense as they continue to build the feud between Solo and his bloodline versus Braun. Post-match, Strowman clears the ring, but here's Jacob Fatu for the big showdown. Brawl is on with Strowman getting the better of things to start, only to be sent over the barricade. They fight over to the tech area, and Strowman slips out of a Samoan drop, setting up a choke slam through a table. Fatu gets up and backs away as the table spots seem to do very little to him, and we are definitely heading towards a match between the two at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's either Jacob and Braun, or I was on the team of Jacob and Solo, but Jacob and Braun is starting to make a little more sense, but we'll see. LA Knight is ready to face Shinsuke Nakamura and get that U.S. title back. All it takes is one BFT to put Nakamura back to factory settings, and it's time to give Old Glory a better representation than it's had lately. Chelsea Green yells.
LA Knight's a fucking star. He is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Chelsea Green's yelling at Piper Niven for not being ready for the street fight. Zelina Vega comes in and says she's coming for whoever comes out as women's U.S. champion. Yeah, Piper had a whole match.
And Piper was fucked up.
Yeah, she's like struggling to stand and whatnot. And Chelsea's like, get it together. I need you.
When Chelsea put the sunglasses back on Piper, I died. I was dead.
It was good.
They were just like dangling outside. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on? Piper's been killing it lately.
Oh yeah.
Fourth match of the night. The entrance again. Piper just selling the shit out of it. Fucking loving it. Chelsea Green, paying homage to Cactus Jack in 2001 Street Fight, I believe it was. Women's U.S. title match, Chelsea Green versus Mission. Match time came in at just over 10 minutes, at 10 minutes and 3 seconds. Chelsea Green wins via pinfall. Finish came with the Canadian Destroyer onto a steel chair from Alba Fire to Mission, and Green pinning for the 1-2-3 in the win. Standard street fight style match, with the big thing here being Alba Fire coming back and joining the Secret Hervis. She released a tweet. I can't remember what it is now. So she put another play on words with Secret Hervis and whatever it was. She said something referring to her Scottish background. It was cute. Good to see Alba back and having something to do since Isla Dawn has been released, since she is far too talented to not be featured on TV. Chelsea Green continues to shine in her role, and the Cactus Jack throwback was just fantastic.
You can buy those Chelsea Cactus Jack themed shirts on WWE Shop right now. Why did I plug that?
I don't know.
Santos Escobar is not happy with Los Garza. Andrade comes in and he's kind of getting in Berto's ear, telling him he's better than that. Kind of recruiting Berto here. See where that leads to. It's announced that TKO is launching a boxing promotion in partnership with Saudi Arabia, with Nick Khan and Dana White being at the helm of this.
Could they revive a sport that's been dying for years?
Dana White's a hell of a promoter, man. It's very possible. We'll see. We get a very long look at, in case you didn't know, now you know.
Well, speaking of TKO, I just got to bring this up because I read a tweet or something the other day where they're like talking like, why would Tony Khan care about anything? He's valued as the third most profitable combat sports company in the world. And then I looked at it and I'm going, that is not that great of an accomplishment, because TKO is valued at about $12 billion. WWE is valued at about $12 billion. AEW is valued at $2 billion. There's $2 billion to $12 billion is a lot of fucking money. They're not even close.
No, they're not. Third combat sports. So above them is WWE and UFC.
Yeah.
Who are both under the banner of TKO.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the.
I just laughed because somebody was saying like Tony Khan doesn't care about something because they're the third highest. That's not an accomplishment when you're so far off of top two.
Yeah, the billion is a lot of money, but the amount of money it takes to get to 1 billion is an astronomical amount of money. And the fact that
like, put it this way, if TKO and WWE, UFC and WWE are the two, both at $12 billion valuations. TKO overall is valued at $24 billion, plus their other endeavors. Anyways, nonetheless, put it into perspective, WWE was to give every single person in the world money equally from their $12 billion. Everyone would get about $1.50. If AEW was to give everybody in the entire world an equal share of their money, everyone would get 25 cents. It's a big
Think about
fucking
that.
difference.
And think about how many people there are in the world. Crazy. We get a long look at in case you didn't know, now you're going to know, you probably should know, but we're going to do it again. Really long look at, hey, RK, John Cena turned heel.
Did he? I must have missed it.
Must have missed it somewhere. Cody Rhodes comes out to talk to the people. He has got a shiner on. He's got some cotton in his ear. Big black eye, very evident there from Travis Scott. Rhodes talks about how he didn't see what happened at the Elimination Chamber coming. John Cena turned on him after earning the title shot at WrestleMania. Rhodes spent 2 years driving Cena around to learn everything he could. Now
So-
goes Cena.
Did you see what John Cena posted after that promo? You know,
No,
John Cena always typically posts just random fucking pictures for no reason.
his
He
Instagram.
posted a picture of Denzel Washington from Training Day. Just
Oh
smirking.
yeah, I did see that on Twitter. I didn't. Let me go to his Instagram. What's he been posted recently?
I don't know if it was on
it's-
Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Social media. All the same
tw-
shit.
12 hours ago, he posted Darth Vader,
Fantastic.
but there is the one you're referring to,
Yeah.
Denzel from Training Day.
Great.
And then
Fantastic.
3 days ago, because why not? He does that every Friday at Stone Cold Fridays, and he'll post, for the Chamber, Stone Cold Survive. My favorite one after the heel turn is because everybody said, "Holy shit, we got a John Cena heel turn before Grand Theft Auto 6." So he
Yeah,
posted.
facts.
He's so good, man. And then he posted Harvey Dent, Two-Face. Posted a picture of Big E for some reason. I think it was Big E's birthday. I don't know. John Cena's. I can't wait to see him back. We'll see what happens. Now, though, Cena has given up, and with Cody trying to keep his composure, he talks about how Cena has acted like his friend. Then at some point, Cena said that the title was going to get heavier every day. He told him that at WrestleMania when he won. And now Cena believes that he is the last of his kind. Now the title has never felt lighter. So if Cena wants some, come get some. Fired Up Cody Rhodes is something completely different, man. When he gets into it, and it's what makes him the top star that he is. Very passionate promo from Cody here. I really enjoyed it.
You know, Cody's ramped up when you start hearing him breathe in between every
Yeah,
sentence.
yeah.
That's when he's fired up at that point.
Miz, he is pitching to Nick Aldis to do an interview with Cody Rhodes next week on Mellow Don't Miz TV. Carmelo Hayes is confused, but he mocks Randy Orton, saying he mentioned while he was out
He's
playing Fortnite.
Playing Fortnite. No, not Fortnite. That's for kids.
Randy
was
came out and
Elden
said
Ring.
that I was playing Elden Ring, which he does play Elden Ring hardcore. Can never do it, man. I can't play those Dark Souls games, man. We get a match between Carmelo Hayes and Randy Orton scheduled for next week. Somebody on Twitter said, "Hey, Carmelo," and showed him a picture of Melo doing a jump off the ropes, doing a springboard and getting caught with RKO. And Melo said, "Don't worry, no springboards this time." So we'll see.
He's smart.
Saturday night's main event is back, and it will be on May 24th.
Hopefully it's better than the last one.
That is the weekend we discussed, where it is going to be Saturday night's main event. NXT will have a PLE on that Sunday, as well as Double or Nothing from AEW. So busy weekend in wrestling on Memorial Day weekend.
Well, I don't know. Are we going to be able to record that day? Are we going to be able to watch both? I feel like we're going to want to watch Double or Nothing if the card's good.
Yeah, we'll see what the card is.
Fifth
But yeah,
match
to be
tonight,
fair, what was the reason we watched Revolution, really? Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay on the card. They're probably going to be on Double or Nothing.
so we'll probably watch it.
2 screens.
I mean, I could do it.
I could do it.
We just have to link up the other one somehow. Oh no, you just need to patch in. You stream one to me, I stream one to you, and then that should work out the bandwidth issue. I don't know. Anyways, fifth match tonight: Drew McIntyre versus Jimmy Uso. Match came in at 7 minutes and 16 seconds. Drew McIntyre wins via pinfall. Finish was Claymore from Drew on Jimmy for the 1, 2, 3 and the win. This match was one that McIntyre needed to win in after a long string of losses lately, and even stands up with Jimmy with his loss to him a few weeks back. That's all it needed to be, and that's pretty much all it was. McIntyre is on to bigger and better things leading into WrestleMania, and Damian Priest seems to be that thing. Jimmy needs something to sink his teeth into, as he has kind of been a supporting character since his return from injury. Post match, Damian Priest runs in to jump McIntyre. Security can't quite keep them apart, and Priest gets in a few more shots.
Yeah, with Jimmy, I think what's gonna happen is post Mania, Jay's gonna most likely be the champion. He's gonna beat Gunther, and then the story that's gonna be with Jimmy is, well, your brother got it done. He finally did it. What are you doing? And they're gonna probably build on that with Jimmy, and maybe Jimmy ends up with singles gold at some point this year.
Or Jay
next.
loses his big title shot, and they put the team back together, and they go and win the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I mean, they're a fantastic tag team. Would I be upset? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not, because Gunther's a fantastic champion. But we'll see.
I don't think you can guarantee Jay's win.
No, you can't. You can't. I think it's more likely.
Because the Triple H is all about the swerve.
True. We saw it with Cody and Roman first go around. So, Shinsuke Nakamura video package. He's ready to finish off LA Knight for good. We get a video on DIY versus the Street Profits for the tag team titles next week. Hey, real quick, RK, can we take a moment of silence? Dude, come on. DIY, they take their moment of silence because they're going to destroy the Street Profits next week. They do the moment of silence, but Byron Saxton immediately screws it up, so he gets yelled at for it. We get the usual. It is. We get the usual. Here's what's coming next video. For I think they're on the road. They're international next week. I think
they are.
That's what we're all right.
Yeah. There's starts more in Barcelona, I believe, and it's 4 episodes of Raw and 3 episodes of SmackDown in Europe. Or it's 3 episodes and 3 episodes, and they come back on the 31st. That would make sense.
It does not start tomorrow. It does not start on Raw. Raw is in Madison Square Garden. But
that's right. It starts on the
SmackDown
Friday
Barcelona.
in Barcelona. Yeah.
Yep.
6th match of the night. United States title match, and
main event of the evening.
LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Match time came in at 11 minutes and 10 seconds. Winner and new United States champion is LA Knight via pinfall. Finish came with a BFT onto a steel chair from an LA Knight to Shinsuke for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the win. Well, I mean, that fake out was different that match. Usually when the ref takes a bump and the face gets the 3 count with no ref, it usually sets up the disappointing loss shortly after. But here they went with the good old-fashioned fake out move. Yeah. Unfortunately for Shinsuke, at this point in his career, he's not the needle mover he was in his prime, and LA Knight winning back the title is a smart move going forward with the U.S. title division.
Yeah, LA Knight has taken the U.S. title both times he's won it off of not great runs from the previous champions. Logan Paul, it was nothing against Logan Paul. He's fantastic in the ring, but Logan was not doing it every week. When LA Knight took it from him, he was, there every week doing his thing. Shinsuke, kind of same thing. We didn't really see Shinsuke every week, and it just didn't feel legit. But with LA Knight holding the U.S. title, it does feel legit, and he's a great person to hold it. Great champion. The SmackDown drug, really bad for me, as it has been for weeks now. The 3-hour mark is a lot. We talk about it every time. If they would hit that 2.5 like they do with Monday Night Raw, it'd be fantastic, to be honest. But I took away, Cody Rhodes' passion, the promo, building up to whatever's going to happen at WrestleMania with Cena and The Rock and all that. Yeah, LA Knight's the champion. I'm interested to see what ends up being his story moving forward. But yeah, that's all I got for SmackDown, man. Kind of a drag.
Yeah, SmackDown was a tough watch. Nothing flowed. Still reeling from the John Cena turn, as that is overshadowing everything else happening on the brand. You can only get so far with no Rock or Cena when that is the only thing on people's minds at the moment. But that'll have to wait for a bigger moment down the road. We did get our third title change of the week, and
Yeah.
some stuff definitely moved forward on the road to WrestleMania. Yeah, hopefully they can move forward and build on those things. Otherwise, SmackDown is going to be in AEW territory for entertainment leading to the big show.
Oof, hot take. If I know WWE, we'll get down there, we'll get closer, and they'll have us on the edge of our seats wondering what the hell's going to happen.
You know they're going to
WrestleMania.
show up for Europe. You know they're going to show up for Europe.
Yeah, and Cena will be there to help with that. They'll show out, and those what helps it in Europe, the international fans.
The fans are going to be hot.
Ooh, always are. That's a wrap. Episode number 44. But before we go, per usual, it's time to go through our show of the week and our wrestler of the week, starting with RK and your show of the week.
Show of the week. I'm not you. I can't do it. Raw. Raw is my show of the week.
Just because you said that, you son of a bitch, I'm going with Revolution. It's hard not to pick a PLE or a pay-per-view. It really is, because they normally are pretty good, unless you're Saturday night's main event. The most previous one, that was a tough one. Yeah, I'm going with Revolution, man. Even though the ending pissed me off, the majority of the show was really good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Wrestler of the week, RK.
Yeah, that's a tough one because originally I would have gone with CM Punk because of his promo.
Uh-huh.
And then I would have went with Iyo Sky because she won the title. And then I would have gone with Shawn Spears because he won the title.
Yeah.
And then I would have gone with Cody Rhodes because of his promo.
Yeah.
And then I would have gone with LA Knight because he won the title. And then I would have gone with Kenny Omega because it's Kenny Omega. And then I would have gone with Will Ospreay because he showed out. And I settled on Iyo Sky because damn, she's fucking good.
Yeah. Stole the words right out of my mouth, but I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to go with Toni Storm. Going with Toni Storm.
Okay.
She had a really good showing in that Mariah May match. I saw the video again while I was stepping away for a second of when she bladed, and you see her in the ring, and the camera's on her, and she's like having a moment, and she just goes, fuck. It's like she knew she fucking bladed a little too deep on that one because she's fucking doing this. But yeah, that match was fantastic, and she told the story with Mariah. And yeah, Toni Storm, man, incredible talent. Excited to see what she does. Hopefully AEW doesn't fuck that up. And love some timeless Toni Storm. That is a wrap. I went AEW for both of mine, which, all right. That's a wrap. Episode number 44 of Top Rope Renegades this week in wrestling. I am Kurt. That is RK. And we are the Top Rope Renegades. Talk to you next time here on the Top Rope Renegades YouTube channel.
This Week in Wrestling, hosted by Kurt and RK.
Brought to you by Taker and Cool Pigment Services. When you need someone taken out in a not-so-cool way.
Sponsored by Grip Boost. All elite gloves. The best all-weather gloves so you don't fumble the ball.